Here we are, boys and girls. How you doing? You got just a little bit of a glimpse of our first auction lot for the evening, but I want to talk to you for just a little while first. First of all, I guess I need to make sure that everyone can actually hear me and see me. And welcome back for the new year. Hello, Mr. McBride, Mr. Betts, Jody Gomez, Scent Hoarder, Eric Beyer, Misplaced Youper Girl, Paul Hampton, Steve Patat, Farm Dog. Looks like we've got a good crowd going on here tonight. Get us started out the right way for the new year. Yes, and I do know Penny Parent did an absolutely splendid job the 2 weeks that she was running the auction. I actually tuned in for a little while each night, and I was actually able to watch it, and it was awesome. Did an awesome sauce job. Great Penny Parent. And in fact, we are actually going to start working on doing a regular broadcast of Penny Parent on the weekends. She's going to run her own auction using the Coppercoins channel. So yeah, we do have a lot of stuff up tonight, and I appreciate it, Scent Hoarder. Thank you very much for that super chat. And how are you doing? Great to see everybody. I tell you what, well, since we're almost 5 minutes late getting started, I will use one of our commercial breaks to actually talk with you guys. We're going to have a couple of intermissions. I've gotten notice from people who prefer having intermissions in a 2-hour show, which I guess I can understand. So let's go ahead and get started with it. Right here is auction lot number 1 for the night. This is auction 26, in case you're keeping track, and this is lot number 1 from auction number 26. It's a 1909 Philadelphia VDB Lincoln Cent, beautiful gem uncirculated coin. This thing's got that real nice toning on it. Turned out kind of a purplish blue color. I got this coin exactly like this. We're going to start this one off at $39. Anybody got any interest at $39? $39 will get this one started. This will be lot number 1. Got lot number 1 at $39. Now, these things are not easy to find with this kind of toning on them that actually sticks. A lot of times these things have a toning on them that was washed onto the coin and they just wipe straight off. And this one is actually into the coin. Means it's a pretty nice, older application of whatever toned it. Levels of Madness at $39. I appreciate it. Gets us started. We have our minimum of $39, and Levels of Madness is going to win it if we don't get another bid going real soon. And Chuck Patillo comes in with a $40 bid. Thank you very much, Mr. Patillo. We are going to be moving a little bit more quickly tonight than we normally do, simply because we have so many items to make it through. We've got Levels of Madness at $41. Tops Chuck Patillo's $40 bid. Hello, Doug Reese. And we're going once with Levels of Madness at $41. That $41 bid is our current high bid. And we're sold to Levels of Madness at $41. I appreciate it, and thank you very much. Let's move on to our next item. Item number 2 for tonight's another 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent. This one is uncirculated, but it does have a few spots on the reverse. Those spots would probably come off pretty easily, but I didn't do anything to it. I just sell as I get it. We're going to start this one at $21. $21 will get this one started. This is an uncirculated 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent. Has nice luster on it. Medium brown color. Get anyone on this one at $21. $21 is our start. Thank you, Midnight Silver Run. I appreciate it. Give it a few more seconds before I move on to the next lot. Lot number 26002. All right, Midnight Silver Run starts us off at $21. I appreciate it. Hello, Stonecutter. Hope you receive your reply to my email. We've got Midnight Silver Run at $21. We're going once. Going twice at $21. All in, all done. And sold to Midnight Silver Run at $21. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your bid, sir. Here's our next item, 26003. This is a 1910 Lincoln Cent. It's a near full detail coin. It is an AU coin, but it does have nice luster on it. This one with this nice luster makes it a very nice substitution, I would say, for an uncirculated coin, because it does look uncirculated when you just glance at it. Of course, a lot of AU coins do, but this one is very nice. It has nice surface and nice luster. Let's start this one off at $11. $11 for a 1910 upgrade to your album. Thank you, Time Travelers Coin Exchange. Trying to get my dog settled down. He thinks there's something going on the other side of that door he needs to go see. So we got this 1910 Lincoln Cent, nice AU plus condition, starting at $11. It is a pretty good deal for such a coin, if you need it for your album. No interest in this, we'll move on to our next lot. What about that? We have another one. This one is uncirculated, it has no wear on it. I'm going to start this one off at $21. This is a nice uncirculated 1910 Lincoln Cent with some decent luster and a little bit of red still poking through in some of the protected areas around the throat and the date. Some areas on the reverse. This is item number 4, auction number 26. Okay, with no interest in this one, we will move on to our next item. Next item is 1911. Oh, Steve Patat gave us a bid. I'm sorry. Steve Patat gave us a bid at $21. We have a $21 start. And $21 start going once to Steve Patat. Going twice to Steve Patat at $21, all in, all done. And sold to Steve Patat for $21. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much for your bid. And now we'll move on to this 1911. It's a 1911 Lincoln Cent with near full detail. Has nice luster, but it is an AU coin. It does have a very slight touch of wear on the high points. I'm going to start this one off at $11. 1911 Lincoln Cent at $11. High detail early Lincoln Cent. This is a 3rd year of issue for the Lincoln Cent. Doesn't have an extremely high mintage. Mintage didn't really turn up until about 1918, 1919. So still with the 1911 through 1917 issues, you have pretty low mintage. Okay, nobody jumping in on this one. How about this one? We have another AU coin. It's a little bit darker in color. And it does have a little bit more luster, although it has a slightly softer strike. This one also $11. 26006 is the lot number. Okay, looks like everybody's really pining to get on with the later lots. We'll move on. How about 1911S? Here we go, 1911S, 1911S. This one is a nice, very fine coin. It has light to moderate wear on it. It is a very nice coin for the grade. And we're starting this one off at $42. This one has a value of $50 or more, depending on what level of very fine you grade this. We have a $42 start. And with no one to start, we will move on to the next lot. You come back and see any of these lots later on that did not sell and you would like to make an offer on them, you can send us an email. Here's a 1917D, 1917D. Now these are really tough to get in this kind of condition. This one does have a little bit of softness in the obverse strike, but it's not part of the strike. It's actually the die itself that was weak. Very late die state. You can see how the date and the mint mark are starting to, almost appears that they're about to rub off the coin. And that's on the die. That's actually part of the die. I call this a near full detail coin because it is an AU coin. It does have a slight flatness to the cheek and the jaw. The reverse doesn't show any discernible wear. Very tough to find in this condition. 1917 Denver. I'll give it just another minute. We'll move on. And with no takers, I guess we'll just move on to the next item. Missing out on this one. Okay, how about a 1919S with near full detail? This is a 1919 San Francisco coin. It is a lower end AU coin with some planchet flaws and a few scratches here and there. But it's priced to move at $29. $29 will get you started on this one. See who we've got what not where, $29. Sherman's finally settled down for the evening. That was going to take forever to get him back into auction mode. Sherman in auction mode is laying around chewing on something. So with no interest in this 1919S, are there people out there bidding? Is there anyone here? Anyone? Anyone? Let's move on to the next item and see if we get any better with that one. How about this? This is a 1918 Lincoln Cent full gem, and it has a lot of nice striping on it. There's Levels of Madness at $50 to get this one started. He knows a deal when he sees one. This is a Woody obverse and reverse. It's got that nice little toning. There's a lot of color. This one really pops for you. Hello, Majestic. Thank you. Coin Dragon. What you doing, buddy? The dog over here licking on his paws. I guess he's got his allergy issue going on. I'll have to give him a pill a little bit later on. JOB gives us a bid of $55. Hello, JOB. So we have JOB at $55. We do have lots of Woodies coming up tonight. Hello, Amber. And Levels is out at $55, so JOB has a $55 bid out there on this one. We're going once at $55 to JOB. Going twice to JOB 55, looking for 60. And sold to JOB at $55. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your bid, sir. Let's take a look at what we've got next. Here's auction number 11. This is lot number 11. It has a slightly soft reverse, but it is an uncirculated coin. It doesn't have any wear on it. For a 1926D, that's actually very difficult to find. The softness on the reverse is a late die state. That's very common for the branch mints in the 1920s, especially in the mid-1920s, where you end up with a whole lot of coins minted with very old, very soft-looking dies. This is one of them. And a 1926D and uncirculated is one of the more difficult Denver Mint coins to get. And we're starting this one off at $79. Start this one off at $79. And no takers at $79. Let's try $75. 75 is the new. 75 is the new start. 75. Any takers at $75? Nobody speaks up at 75. Let's try 70. Anybody out there want to take this one at $70? $70 is my final drop on this one. $70 is as low as this goes. We're looking at a coin that's worth about $125 here, people. $75, we're talking about just above half of its typical value. No takers at $75. At $70. There's Adam Chambers at $70. Adam Chambers has this one currently locked up at $70. Anybody wants it, they'd have to take it for $75. Adam Chambers with a current high bid of $70. We're looking for $75. You gonna let Adam steal this one for $70? We're going once with Adam Chambers, $70. I have to start calling him the penny burglar. $70. Adam Chambers at $70. And it's sold to Adam Chambers at $70. Congratulations, sir. I appreciate your bid. Okay, moving on to the next item. Next item on the list is going to be a 1928D. And this one is also uncirculated. It has no wear. It has some nice luster in especially more protected areas. It does have a slight bit of softness on the obverse, which is a result of a later die. And this little guy right here starts us off at $45. Anybody want to start this one at $45? Hello, Mr. Peavy. And Todd Carmen. Starting this one off at $45. $45, this one's about a $55 coin. I tell you what, let's try to get some motion moving around in here. Let me drop this back to $30. Let me drop it back to my cost, $30. Let's just do it at $30 and let's see what happens. Anybody want to start this one off at $30? 1928D and uncirculated. $45 might have been a little strong. New starting bid of $30. Let's see if anybody takes it at $30. Anybody need a 1928D with no wear? Steve Patat jumps in. He says, that's a mighty fine deal. I'll take it at $30. Got $30 looking for 31. Steve Patat's got our current bid of $30. Got Steve Patat at $30. $30 looking for 31. Going once to Steve Patat, $30 looking for 31. Looking for $31 to keep this one moving. Going twice. And to Steve Patat, we have a $30 bid. And Stonecutter comes in at $31 right before Penny Parrot announces sold, so Stonecutter has our current high bid of $31. $31 is currently the high bid for this coin. And Steve Patek comes back in at $32. Now we actually have bidding going on. There we go. Stonecutter at $31, now Steve Patek at $32. Steve Patek currently has this $50 plus coin at $32. And Stonecutter comes back at $33. Stonecutter at 33 has our current high bid. This is one of those coins that I have always been able to find in extremely fine to AU condition. You can find them by their roll. But once you get up to uncirculated, man, these things are tough to find. They're not so easy. Stonecutter comes up to $33. I have a $33 bid right now. Mighty fine coin we got going off here at $33. We're going once to Stonecutter at $33. Going twice to Stonecutter at $33. And Steve Patek comes back at $35. Steve Patek at $35 doesn't want to let this $55 coin get away for more than $20 below value. Steve Patek at $35 currently. And we're looking for 36 to keep this one moving. Mr. Dowdle sits back and scratches his head, takes a look at it, and wonders, should I keep going or not? And Stonecutter says he's out. So Steve Patek is our sole bidder at present at $35. We're going once to Steve Patek at $35. Now going twice, looking for 36. And we're sold to Steve Patek at $35. Congratulations, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your bids. My dog wants something badly. I don't know what it is. I think he wants out. Next item up for bids is number 13, lot number 13. This is a 1920S. Lincoln sent with some wood going on there. See some wood grain down on the lower part of the obverse. Nice die crack on the right wheat. And this one has near full detail. This one's a nice AU coin. It's a nice AU coin. We're going to start it at $48. $48, and this one has a value of $60 or more, $60 retail. Get this one started off at $48. Anybody out there for $48? Okay, let's try to give this one a shot in the arm. Let's move it down to $40. $40. Anybody want to start this one off at $40? Nice San Francisco mint coin. Almost no wear on this one, but just a little bit of wear makes a big difference. This thing in uncirculated would be over $100. We'll start this one off at $40. I'm sorry, $40 is our new starting bid. Anybody want to get us started at $40? $46 million minted. Only about 4 times as many as the 1914D, which is a heavy hitter coin. Okay, JLB gives us a bid of $40. I appreciate it, sir. Well, let's get on the $40 train. Let's see if we can get a bid of $41 out there to keep this one moving. $40 bid, looking for 41. We're going once at $40. Going twice at $40. Well, and all done. Well, here is Steve Patek at $41. Steve Patek moves in with a $41 bid. The dog is still looking at me. He still wants something. I think it might be that I'm talking, because I'm usually not talking when I'm in my office. My JLB comes back at $44, and the dog's still staring at me. I think he's telling me I'm selling stuff too cheap. GLB at $44 currently has our high bid. $44. $44 is a high bid, looking for 45. GLB at 44, looking for 45. Hello, Hidden Numismatist. And Steve says he's out, so GLB currently is our sole bidder. Sole bidder at $44. We're looking for a bid of 45. We're going once and going twice to GLB. Plain all done. And it looks like this one will be sold to GLB for $44. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. And thanks everyone for your bids. Move us on to the next item. This is lot number 14. It is a 1923S Lincoln cent. This one's one of the tougher S-mint cents to get in the 1920s. It does have a few little pickle marks here and there. It is a full detail coin, near full detail coin. It has just a little tiny bit of wear on it. To start this one off at $59. These things are really tough to find. In uncirculated, these things get huge money. But this one does have a little bit of wear. Been bounced around just a little bit. I'm going to start this one off at $59. $59 is going to be about $30 below its retail value. Start this one out at $59. We're looking for bidders looking to fill their books. Looking to fill their books with some of the better earlier Lincolns. And I guess there's no interest at $59 on this one, so I will move on to our next item. And moving on to lot number 15. How about this one? Here's a 1919D with full luster. This one's got full luster. It's just missing a little bit of the cheek and a little bit of the jaw. Just a little tiny bit above the ear. I don't see anywhere on the reverse, and in fact, I see some original color poking through. This is a 1919 Denver Mint Lincoln cent. These things are not easy to find. Let's start this one off at $39. See what we could do about getting a $39 bid on this one. Any takers at $39? And Steve Smith comes out with a $39 bid. I appreciate it, sir. Almost had me feeling like I was all alone there for a minute. I get scared when I'm all alone. You guys don't want me scared. Steve Smith with a $39 bid gets us started on this coin. Got 39 looking for 40. Anybody have a $40 bid out there for me to keep this one moving? $39 bid looking for 40. We're going once with Steve Smith at $39. He will not be disappointed with this coin at all. Going twice at $39. All in, all done. Steve Smith sold $39. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. And let's move on to the next item. This is lot number 16. This little guy has some monster color. I saw this and I just thought, this is a little strange. And then I looked at it more closely, and the more closely I looked at it, the more I liked it. I love this thing. It's got that stripe of color running across the front of the coin from Liberty up through Trust, across the head. But if you look at the reverse, you'll also see some minor striping of color on the reverse too. Like through the 1 cent and then down toward the lower right side. Midnight Silver Run starts this one off at $40, and Jody Gomez comes in at $50. This is a nice uncirculated coin, especially for 1928. You generally don't see coins this old with this kind of luster. Not in the Lincoln Cent series. Jody Gomez come in at $60. $60 is our current bid. Hello, Jeeping John. Thank you very much. Levels of Madness comes in with a $65 bid. $65 bid is our current high bid. We're in $5 increments now, so we need a $70 bid to keep this one moving. Presently on a $65 bid, looking for $70. Otherwise, we're going to count it down. Levels of Madness at $65 on this beautifully toned coin. We're going once to Levels of Madness at $65. We're going twice to Levels of Madness at $65. Anybody want in, they better do it quickly. And we're sold to Levels of Madness at $65 right before Midnight Silver Run comes in with his bid. Sniping isn't going to work here very well. You just have to try to keep up as much as you can. We'll take a break here in a few minutes to let you refresh and get sorted out. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your bid, Levels of Madness. Let's take a look at the next one. This is a 1923 Lincoln cent. This is a near gem, uncirculated coin. Has some of the original reds. Got rose color, red, purple, blue, all kinds of different colors in this coin. I'm going to start this one off at $42. It was a nice toner. It's a nice high luster coin. I get this one started at $42. What do they say? You can take your time as long as you do it right now. Let's get the bid started. There's JOB at $45. Start this one at $45, looking for $46. We've got a $45 bid out there, JOB. JOB bids this one at $45. Anybody out there going to follow up? That's right. Take your time, but hurry up. I heard that all the time when I was in the military. Hurry up and wait. Right. Run down there as quick as you can and get in line. Levels of Madness gives us a $46 bid. $46 bid on this hypnotizing coin. Indeed has all kinds of color creeping all over it. We're going once at $46 for Levels of Madness. Looking for a $47 bid. And $50. I see Midnight Silver Run gives us a $50 bid. Midnight Silver Run at $50. Now we're looking for $55. Got a $50 bid, looking for $55. It's a real nice looking 1923 plain Lincoln cent. Now 1923 is not one of those dates. It's going to be a lot easier to find than others. It seems that 19, 20, 21 are actually a little bit easier to find than 23 and 24. And when you get to 25, they start getting a little easier to find and uncirculated. But 23 and 24 are actually kind of tough. JLB, we need a $55 bid. Need a $55 bid to keep this one going. And it was sold to Midnight Silver Run at $50. JLB, once you get to 50, we're at $5 increments. $5 increment from $50, they're out. And Midnight Silver Run wins this one at $50. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. Let me move on to the next item. Now we have a 1920. This one's got really nice, lustrous surfaces. Very nice. The red and brown coin has a couple of minor planchet flaws, which are exhibited on the reverse more than on the obverse. There's a little bit of striping going on, and that striping is actually lamination. You can see it a little bit on the rim around 3 o'clock, where it kind of cuts into near the right wheat, but you can follow that on down and see that that's part of the planchet. If you look at the C on the reverse, you can see just a little bit of the cut of the back of his neck, right at the nape and at the top of the back of the collar. That's a clash. You can see that clash mark on the C of cent. It's a pretty cool looking coin. You can actually see part of the curve of the C of cent on the obverse of the coin right in that same area. We're going to start this one at $42. This is a 1920 Philadelphia Lincoln cent. Bulldog comes in at $43. Got a $43 start. Thank you, sir. Got a $43 start on this nice uncirculated 1920 Lincoln cent. Okay, Amber, you have a great night. And we're going twice to Bulldog at $43. They start at $43. Looking for a bid of $44. And we're sold to Bulldog at $43. Congratulations, and I appreciate your bid, sir. Thank you very much. I'll move on to the next item. Next item is going to be a 1909 VDB. Got this one slated to start at $32, and I'm not really sure exactly why I did that to myself. I should have started this one at $25. Let me start this one at $25. This is a 1909 VDB Lincoln cent. We're going to start this at $25. $25 is the start. This is an uncirculated 1909 VDB Lincoln cent. It is a nice near gem coin. Oh, Robert Falk, Bill Betts. More people come in as the night drags on. Hope you guys are having a great night out there. And I guess with no bids on this one, we will move on. And what I want to do now is have our first ever Coin Night live auction commercial break. Oh, Stonecutter. Wait a minute. Stonecutter gives us a bid of $25. Get a start at $25 on this one. There we go. Yeah, Stonecutter at $25. We hear a bid of $26. Looking for a bid of $26 out there. We got a bid of $25 looking for $26 on this 1909 VDB uncirculated Lincoln cent. Have some decent luster on this one. We have a little bit of the wood grain going on in the obverse. You can see some striping in the color of the coin. And we're sold to stone blah blah blah. sold to Stonecutter at $25. Mr. Dowdle, you have confused me with your name. Okay, here we go. Let me turn this one back over. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the first ever Coppercoins commercial break. I want you guys to sit back and take a look, or refresh, or go to the restroom, do whatever you need to do. We're going to be out for a couple of minutes. Yeah, Cold Sutter. That's right. The best in online auctions just got better. Now you can enjoy Coin Night live auctions twice weekly with the addition of CNLA Weekend Edition with your host, Jessica Johnson. All the same excitement and the same great deals with a new host and at a new time. Come join in the fun this weekend. Be sure to check out and subscribe to Mantic Coins on YouTube, where host Shay Hoffmaster takes you through a fun-filled tour through numismatics to include coin auctions, educational videos, live roll hunts, and much more. Come join in the educational fun with Shay. Search Mantic Coins on YouTube and subscribe today. How was that? Did that work out for you? Oops. Did I not get number 20 in there? No, I did. Hang on, just have to hit item number 20. There we go. Now, here's another 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent. Now, I tell you what, on that commercial for the weekend edition, that's going to be 3 p.m. Sunday, 3 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. So here's the first one of the second part of the show. $32 starts this 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent in near gem coin. Nice colors. Lot number 20. Anybody want to get us started at $32 on this coin? I tell you what, since I got a bid at $25 on the last one, I'll just knock this one back to $25. A $40 coin, I'm going to start this one at $25. $25 for a good start on this. Only comes to these things for the ads. Comes just to watch the commercials. How about that? Hello, Mr. Eubanks. Got a choice of gem unk coin here for $25 to give us a good start on this one. An uncirculated 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent. Well, Bill gives us a bid of $25 to get it started. Thank you, sir, very much. Looking for a bid of $26. Bid of $25, looking for $26. Those commercials are a little difficult to come up with, but you know what? I'm starting my adventure into the commercial making business. Got GLB at $28, looking for $29. GLB currently has the high bid of $28. Well, Penny Parent, I hope it works out for you, and I hope everybody shows up to your auction Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Coppercoins channel. Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Get that straight, folks. It's 3 p.m. Central Time. Jessica is in Iowa. Sorry, not Ohio, Iowa. I'm messing up right and left here. JLB gives us a bid of $31 to keep this moving. Let me try this again. The weekend edition Coin Night Live Auction starts us off this Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time, and Jessica Johnson will be your host. Well, Bill is out at 31. I appreciate your bid. Thank you very much. Making me nervous? I don't think so. No, I'm just stumbling all over myself because I haven't done this for 2 weeks. Penny took my she kind of took my spot. Now I have to compete with Penny. All right, so we got $31 on that one. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, JOB, for your purchase and everyone else for your bids. Now let me move on to the next item. We have a 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent again. This one's a nice, beautiful gem uncirculated coin. It has very nice luster. The color is a little bit light, but it is a brown coin. And it's a full brown coin. We're going to start this one at $39. A very sharp looking coin. Very nice, large rims. Heavy strike. Almost looks proof, but it's not. Just to let you guys know, this is not a proof coin. Proof coin would have much larger, much more square rims. The VDB is a little bit weak on this one, but it is definitely there. Thank you, Time Travelers Coin Exchange. I just read your post. We're looking for a $39 bid on this. Yeah, I know. If this was a matte proof, I tell you what, brother, this thing would be a hefty, expensive coin. But I found one that is actually a really nice, heavy detail coin. It's very heavy on the details. Very light on the marks. Nice luster. Color might be just a little bit off. Other than that, this thing is absolutely a stunner. Look for a $39 start bid on this one. All right. Given we just sold 2 of them and had to go a little cheaper on those, I might go a little cheaper on this one too. How about if we start this one off at $35? Anyone want to start this at $35? Yeah, I'd love to cherry pick a matte proof as well. Not one of those things that happens. Not often anyway, that's for sure. Starting bid now at $35. I'll see if anybody gives us a $35 to get this one started. Anybody bidding at $35 on this one? Really nice 1909 VDB Lincoln Cent. Does have slight weakness in the VDB. In fact, the dots are pretty much not visible, but the VDB is definitely there. Robert Folk comes in at $35. Robert Folk at $35. Hello, Benjamin Marler. Got a $35 bid looking for 36. 35 out there looking for 36. We're looking for a $36 bid to keep this gem coin moving. We're going once to Robert Folk at 35. Going twice to Robert Folk at 35. Anybody else out there want to bid 36? Anybody bid 36? And no, we're sold to Robert Folk at $35. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your bid, sir. Well, Bill, if you're lagging, I'll give you a minute so you can refresh. Trying not to push anybody along, but we do want to keep moving. I'll move on to the next item. Next item should be kind of exciting. This one has the woody appearance on it, on the reverse. It is a nice, extremely fine 1919 San Francisco Mint Lincoln Cent. Start this one off at $11. $11 start bid on this. Yeah, I tell you what, everybody, we've got 53 people watching and 44 likes. That means that 9 people don't think I'm doing a good job, or they just forgot to hit that like button. Go down and hit that like button for me. Doesn't cost you anything, and it certainly helps me out. MPV comes in at $45, but a little bit too late on that 1909. You're dragging along a little bit, sir. Probably need to refresh your browser. Hidden Numismatist starts us off at $11, and then Paul Hampton comes in at $13. Oh, the 45 was a like count, not a bid. Got it. Understood. Yeah, you have to watch when you just type a number in, because then I think it's a bid. Steve Patet comes in at $14, although a bit too late. Steve Patet then bids $15. Paul Hampton follows up with $15. Paul Hampton at $15. Nope. Stonecutter comes in at $17. Steve Patet's $15 beat out with Stonecutter $17. Hidden comes in at $16, although just a bit too late. That's right, Ken Peavy. Nobody wants to look like a dork now, do we? Try to stay away from looking like a dork. So we currently have Ken Peavy, high bid of $45. No, wait a minute. We got Steve Patet at $18, Paul Hampton at $19. And Hidden Numismatist is out. Steve Patet with a $20 bid. Steve Patet at $20 currently has a high bid on this coin. And Stonecutter is out. Jody just offered me my retirement pension. You sure you want to do that, Jody? I would think that probably $137 million would be enough. And we're still sold to Steve Patet for $20. My lingual tongue is just all messed up today. I got to get it together. Tell you what. I need to get it together. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Steve. Now let's move on to this 1920 Lincoln Cent. This one is as close as you can get to uncirculated without being uncirculated. It does have a couple of light spots of wear on the high points. but it does have very nice sharp detail. Very nice sharp detail coin here. I'm going to start this one off at $7. And Bulldog gives us an $8 bid to get this one started. Yeah, first day with my new lips. I think my lips are okay. My tongue is what's tied up. And D. Reese comes in with a $10 bid on this 1920 Lincoln Cent. Currently have a $10 bid as our high bid on this. And Stonecutter comes in with a $12 bid. $12 bid on this 1920 Lincoln Cent in AU. And Bulldog is out, but Paul Hampton comes in with a $14 bid. I appreciate you getting it started for us, Bulldog. And D. Reese is out. Hello, Rich. And Paul Hampton with a $14 bid is our current high bidder. And Stonecutter comes back in with a $15 bid. We've got Stonecutter at $15 presently. And he is our high bidder. This is lot number 23. We have, from all appearances, I think we have 47 lots tonight. I think that's what we ended up with. 47 different lots tonight. You can see everything we've got up for auction tonight at coppercoins.com/auction. If you go to coppercoins.com/auction, you'll see a list of everything, including these images that you're looking at right now, so that you can go down, take a good look at things that are coming up for auction a little bit later on, and see if it's something you want to bid on. And we're sold to Stonecutter at $15. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much for your bid. And thanks to everyone else for your bids, too. We'll move on to the next item. Next item here, a 1934 Lincoln Cent. This one is full uncirculated. It's a nice brown coin. It does have nice luster, although it doesn't show very well in the photograph. We're going to start this one off at a low bid of $6. Starting this one off at $6. Anybody want to get a 1934 Lincoln Cent for $6? 47 lots plus 6 roll reveals. We've got that. Bill Betts, thank you very much, sir. So now Stony is his name. Stony is his name-o. Paul Hampton starts us off with $6, and Rich follows up with a 6. Paul Hampton bids on himself at 8, so we're going to keep him at 6 for now, and JLB at 10. So JLB comes in at $10 to clear up the bid issue with Paul Hampton, so JLB is our current high bid at $10 on this 1934 uncirculated Lincoln Cent. We presently have a high bid of $10 on this 1934 Lincoln Cent. Now here's something about 1934. You see that pointed bottom of the 3? That is the first year that ever occurred on a Lincoln Cent. We had 1913, we had 1923, we had 1930, 31, 32, 33. But all of the Lincoln Cents prior to 1934 did not have that pointed straight down bottom on the 3. This was the first occurrence of that on a Lincoln Cent. That's kind of cool. Hello, Shannon McCord. We got JLB at $13. JLB $13 is our current high bid. You can see this thing still has some of its original color showing through, especially around the rim. But just a little bit of red left on this one. We're still calling it a brown coin because in order to grade red-brown, a coin has to have at least 5 to 10% red on the surface. And this one does not. This one has maybe 1%. So JLB at 13 is our current high bidder. We're going once to JLB at 13, looking for a bid of 14. I did have fun at the fun show. The fun show was a very nice show. We had a great time, and then we actually drove back. We're sold to JLB at $13. Paul, your bid was just a little bit late there, brother. I'm sorry. Let's move us on to the next item. Move on to the next item. We've got a 1926D. This one is a near full detail coin. It is an AU coin. And you will notice that this one does have a soft reverse. You're missing a lot of the wheat lines on the reverse simply because of the die state of the die, not because of wear. This coin doesn't hardly have any wear at all. I did not get a fun show lanyard, hidden numismatist. I came back home with my Johnson County Numismatic Society lanyard, but I do have something on that I'll show you at the next commercial break. We'll stop after lot number 30 and let everybody relax for a little while, and I'll put myself on camera and show you what I've got. You didn't happen to get poked to say something like that, did you? Okay, we'll get into that just a little bit later, Midnight Silver Run. Lag got you, did it, Paul? Ugh. We get a starting bid of $18 on this 1926 D Lincoln Cent. They are tough to find in this condition, that's for sure. This one may not be the prettiest goose out there on the pond, but it is an uncirculated, it is a nearly uncirculated coin. Hoop, I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know when the Charlotte show is. I may actually go to it. I got plans to go to a show in Greenville, South Carolina sometime next month, I think it is. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll skip off lot number 25, given nobody wants to bid on it at $18. $29 coin bidding at $18 here. So let me move on to the next coin up for auction. This is a 1925 Lincoln Cent. 1925 Lincoln Cent has some of its original flow lines. You can see all the flow lines on there, so it does have a little bit of luster left on it. It is an AU coin. It does have a little bit of flatness on the cheek and above the ear. It is a nice AU coin, and this is a $5 start. $5 start on this one. Anybody want to give us a $5 start to get this one off? Hidden Numismatist gives us a $5 start. I'm trying to talk a little bit too fast for my lips. Evidently, my brand new lips are not working well for me. Hidden Numismatist at $5, and Paul Hampton gives us a bid of $7. We've got a bid of $7 to keep this one moving. Paul Hampton at $7. Now Coin Dragon has me thinking I've got new lips on. I assure you my lips are the same ones I've had all my life, I think. I went to Florida for coins. Yes, I did. But I came back with new lips, evidently. I'm just nervous because February 7th to the 9th. Okay. I'll have to write that down. I'm just nervous because Penny Parent did such a great job over the last 2 weeks. I'm thinking that she's probably going to steal my position. And I will be jobless. Come for the coins, stay for the lips. The way that works. Is that Charlotte show by any chance listed on CoinZip? If it's listed on CoinZip, I'll find it and I'll be able to get there without a problem. Otherwise, I'll have to ask you for more information. It is listed on CoinZip. Okay. Well, maybe I'll contact you anyway and we can have dinner together after the show. That might work out. All right, so I guess we're not going anywhere further than $7, and we sold that to Paul Hampton at $7. So let's move on to the next item. On to the next item. Thank you very much, Paul Hampton. Take a look at this. Hey, Coin Dragon, wake up. We have probably some of the most unusual tiger striping I have ever seen on a Lincoln Cent. This thing is just wild. The color on this thing is just outstanding. We're going to start this one at $21. See if we can get us a $21 bid on this. $21 to get this 1941 Lincoln Cent with some outstanding toning started off. Jody Gomez with a $21 bid, and Stonecutter follows up with a $21 bid. Then Chuck Patillo comes in with 22. Jody hits it with 25 to try to knock everybody else out of the way. And Steve Patat is dragging just a little behind with a $22 bid. Paul Hampton comes in at 26. Yeah, probably not an issue selling this one, you think? I haven't seen a coin like this before. I saw that thing and my mouth just flung open. I had to get it. And Jody comes in with a $28 bid. Jody's $28 bid is currently the high bid. Does have just a couple of little spots on it, but I tell you what, for a coin with striping like this, I could deal with a couple of spots. I mean, the reverse side of this looks like a bird's eye maple, and the obverse on this looks like a Bengal tiger. It's amazing. Really, really strange way this thing's striped. Must save. It does. It looks like it's on fire. It's a beautiful coin. It is really beautiful. We got Jody with a high bid of $28 looking for 29. We've got a bid of $28 out there currently. And Steve Patat comes in with $30. Steve Patat's $30 bid. We'll take this one with nothing further. If we got nothing further, Paul Hampton's out at $30. Birch. That's the wood. That's the one. Isn't that what they did? Did they do the side panels of some of the Woody cars with birch? Because the reverse on this certainly looks like the green that they had on some of the really old tables that you see, or the old furniture. Yeah, burls. That's the word I'm looking for. And Steve knocked Jody out. So we go going once to Steve Patat at $30. Hello, Hillbilly Henry. And we're going twice to Steve at $30. And we're sold. Steve Patat, $30. Congratulations, sir. I appreciate your bid and everyone else's bid. This is one of those coins. Every once in a while I run into a coin that when I get the coin, I know I get it for the purpose of resale. I get it for the purpose of selling it. But when I get it, it's one of those, should I hang on to it or not? This is one I almost wanted to hang on to. Take a look at this one. Now, one thing that doesn't show up very well on this is the luster. This thing has superb luster, really nice. High luster coin. It does have a spot right in the center of the cheek, but this thing is a beautiful coin. Beautiful coin for a 1938D Lincoln cent. 1938D Lincoln cent. We're going to start this one off at $9. This thing is a near gem coin. I'm going to start it at $9. Who's going to start with me bidding at $9? Hidden Numismatist will come out at $9. You can see by the color change as you work your way inward from the left side on the obverse. As you work in toward the head, you can see that change of color as the satiny luster. Now, sometimes your photographs don't catch that, but sometimes they do, especially if it's a really bright luster. The cheek spot, I believe, is carbon, but it's an inactive carbon. It's been neutralized. Stonecutter is at $10. Stonecutter $10 on this one. Stonecutter at $10 has our high bid on this 1938D Lincoln cent. I've got this one graded at 64 red. A near red, or I'd say red near gem coin. Going twice to Stonecutter at 10. Going twice now. And all done, we're looking for a bid higher than $10, and we're sold to Stonecutter at $10. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much for your bid. And move on to the next item. Take a look at that. How do you like that for color? Isn't that just outstanding? That's a rainbow all in one coin. Beautiful rainbow 1939D Lincoln cent. It has red, it has yellow, it has purple, it has blue, it has all kinds of colors. We're going to start this one off at $15. This thing's one of those super toners. This had to have been on the end of a shotgun roll at one point in time. Bulldog starts this one off at $15. 26018, the 1920. Lot 18 was a 1920, and yes, it did sell. Okay, so we've got Stonecutter in at $18, Paul Hampton at 20, and Stonecutter back at 22. So answer Steve Smith, yes, it did sell. And Bulldog at 23. Bulldog's at 23 on this Rainbow Bright coin. Has just a little bit of browning around the very edge on the reverse. It's a toning down of the red color. But the obverse on this coin is just outstanding. Pearlescent almost. And we've got Bulldog with the $23 bid as our current high bid. Stonecutter comes in at 24. Stonecutter at 24 is now our high bid. Actually, I believe that we want live chat. Those are us. Live chat. Do live chat and refresh often. Unless there's a reason why top chat is better. But I've always heard that live chat is where everybody wants to be. Got GLB in here with a bid of 26. Bulldog comes back with a bid of 25. Only a little bit too late. Looking for a bid above 26. Looking for a $27 bid. Stonecutter says he's out. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. And GLB at $26 is our current high bidder, looking for 27. Bulldog says he's out, so GLB is our sole bidder at present, $26. Yeah, we're looking for live chat, folks. Everyone wants to be on live chat because on live chat you will see all of the comments. On top chat, you don't necessarily see all of the comments. You could miss somebody's bid or miss your own bid or miss something else that's going on that you don't want to miss. Time Traveler's Coin Exchange says he's always been in top chat. Wonder what you missed. We've got JLB at $26. Is going to be our winner on this item. Thank you for all of your bids, and thank you very much, Mr. JLB. Move us on to the next item. Check this out. Now, this one doesn't have a lot of luster, but man, the color is definitely there. Look at all the color on this. This thing looks like a marble table or a marble floor. It's almost not like wood grain. It's almost like a marble grain. This thing's sweet. Start this one off at $9. Send Hoarder gives us a $9 bid, then Chuck Patillo in at 10. Jody Gomez follows up at 10. Cuds RS comes in at 11, and Jody Gomez comes at 11. Hidden Numismatist at 11, but Cuds RS had it first. Coin Dragon hits it with $15. Coin Dragon hits it with $15, and Send Hoarder says he's out. Hidden pops in with $14, a little bit behind Coin Dragon's $15. So Coin Dragon's $15 is our high bid. And we do have a little bit of lamination on the reverse. That darkest streak has a little lamination on the I of United and the A of America. Cuds RS at $16 is our current high bidder. So Cuds RS at 16, then Coin Dragon comes in at 18. Coin Dragon comes in at $18, giving us our high bid at the moment, $18. The coin's not quite as dull as it looks in the photos, but it does not have full luster. It's the color that we're after on this one. This thing looks almost it looks like a marble tile floor. Very nice. Coin Dragon at $18 is our current high bidder. And Cuds RS backs off and says, Coin Dragon, I'm going to be nice to you. How mighty nice of Coin Dragon. Actually, of Cuz or Us, I'm sorry. And Chuck Patillo comes in and says, I'm not going to be nice. I want the coin. He's at $19. And Coin Dragon bids 20. Coin Dragon bids 20 on Chuck Patillo's $19 bid. Chuck says, I'm not here for friends. I'm here to win. And Coin Dragon's $20 bid currently has the top spot for this 1939S Lincoln Cent Woody. JOB at $21, and Chuck Patillo follows right up with $21, and then $22. So Chuck Patillo has our current high bid at $22. And Coin Dragon says he's out. Chuck Patillo at $22 has our current high bid. Now Cuz or Us can come back in because Coin Dragon is out. Chuck Patillo at $22 is our current high bidder. And JOB at $24. JOB comes in at $24, then Cent Hoarder at $25. Cent Hoarder at $25 is our current high bidder on this. We're going to call this one the Marble Coin. Cuz or Us is out. Coin Dragon has a trip to save for real. And I know how much you like the Woodies. I think I unfortunately have another couple of them that you're going to probably miss out on. The Cent Hoarder currently has our top bid, $25. And we're going once to Cent Hoarder at $25, looking for a $26 bid. Cent Hoarder at $25, going twice. And sold to Cent Hoarder at $25. There shall be others, that's correct. There will be others out there one of these days. Oh, Cent Hoarder says, bill me, send it to Frank. Well, Cent Hoarder, I do definitely appreciate that. I'm sure Frank does too. Nice gift to Frank. So let's put Cent Hoarder in there as the winner, and I will put a note that Frank will receive a coin. All right, there we go. I appreciate it. All right, now given that, we're ready for our next commercial break. This commercial break will just come straight back to me. Hi there. And we'll show you what I did during December, because I had these made. Isn't that cool? These things are, well, they're adjustable in size. They have a little thingy here where you can take them apart. And then this little guy right here, when your loop is hanging down, you got your loop hanging from your little string here. You can just push here on the edges. And it comes right out. So you can hand your loop to somebody else, so somebody else can use your loop. You still got your lanyard on. And then when they're done with it, you can just click it back into place. Just like that. How's that? Lanyards, baby. We've got lanyards. All right, now, we don't have them available yet. Not yet. But we are going to make some loop lanyards. We're going to be selling some lanyards a little later on. But yes, I liked it too, that you can actually unclip it just by squeeze and pull. And that's like really cool. Yeah. Now, these won't disappear if you're standing there watching them with a billy club in your hand. Lighters tend to disappear, but this sort of thing, they won't disappear. Oh, Cuz or Us, I appreciate you mentioning that. They've already been taken care of. They may or may not already have them. But all of my all of my Coppercoins crew has one already, but I can certainly make sure that all the mods get them. That's right. I'll make sure all the mods get one too. How does that sound? My friends need some. How many friends do I have? I think I've got like 10 times as many friends as I have lanyards. With the loop? No, not with the loop. They got them without the loop. But I did get loops for my Coppercoins crew. They got loops over the holiday season. Yes, hidden numismatist. I will make them available later this evening. We'll have to do that on the sheet. Any parent to make sure that I get everybody included. I hope everyone is refreshing who needs to refresh, and you're not sitting here looking at me hoping something's going to happen that isn't. But I tell you what, I'll send you off to a commercial so you can take a look at another creation of Coppercoins, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about it. Be sure to check out and subscribe to about that. I have no idea who the guitarist is. I wish I knew, but I got that from a royalty-free music site. So I built my commercial based on that. So now for the commercials, you too can have a commercial on this show. And if you want a commercial on this show, or you know somebody who might want a commercial on this show, you can contact me at cd@coppercoins.com. That's cd@coppercoins.com. You can send me your own content, or I can make the content for you, and I will include it in the charge for actually putting the commercial on the show. Alice Cooper wrote that. I didn't know that, CMUS Omaha. I haven't seen you yet this evening. How are you? That's right. They are over 1 million for 30 seconds. Now, actually, my charge to put a commercial on the show, including building the commercial, will be $100 for every time it shows. $100 for every time it shows. Oh, Copper did it. Alice Copper. Okay, I got it now. I thought you misspelled Cooper that first time. Well, there we go. I tell you what, folks. Adam, yes, I did receive an email from you. And I will talk with you a little bit more about that as time goes on. We're going to take a break right before we get started on some lots that I have running this evening of his coins. Talk about him just a little bit. Let me move on to the next item for now. We'll get on to the rest of the auction lots for the single coins. Then we'll move up to rolls. Here's another 1939S Lincoln cent that's a Woody. This one is not nearly as pronounced as the previous coin. It doesn't have that marble floor look, but it is a very nice luster coin that does have the striping known for Woodies. We're going to start this one off at $9. $9 is the start on this particular coin. Cuds R Us start this one off at $12. Cuds R Us at 12. I'm going to say Robert Adams. Robert Adams at 12. GOB at 15. GOB has the current high bid at $15. JOB's at $15 on this one. We have a bid of 16. Looking for a bid of 16 on this 1939S. Nice gem coin. I call it red and brown because some of the coin is toned down beyond the red color. But I tell you what, it certainly is a very bright, flashy looking coin. We got JLB at $15 as our current high bidder. JLB is a $15 bidder. Let's go ahead and count it down. Nice little woody on the reverse, it certainly is, and on the obverse. You can see it in the field on the obverse out in front of Lincoln's head. We're going once at $15 to JLB, now going twice. All in, all done. And we're sold to JLB at $15. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. We move on to the next item. Next item is going to be this 1929S Lincoln cent. It's a nice, it is an uncirculated coin, although the photograph doesn't necessarily make it appear so. It does have very nice luster on it, which did not show well on the photograph. We've got this one starting at $35. Let me back off and start this one at $25. Let me start this at $25 because it's not as pretty as it could be. Didn't notice that until now. Let's start this one at $25. Got any interest out there at $25 on lot number 32, this 1929S Lincoln cent in uncirculated condition? Looking for $25 to start? And without a start, I will pass on this item and move on to the next one. Moving on to the next item, we have a 1929 plain. Nice gem uncirculated coin. Now, it doesn't quite look as nice in the photos as it does in person. We have a lot of luster on this coin. There's a lot of luster. It's a nice brown coin with a lot of luster. Let's start this one off at $29. Folks, I tell you what. Look at what I have to deal with. Now he's over there digging in his blanket, looking for an alligator that's under his blanket, but he doesn't know to actually just go underneath the blanket and get it. And he's trying to pick it up through the blanket. There it is. He finally got it out of there. So that's the yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog right there. All right. Back to it. 1929 Philadelphia Lincoln cent in nice gem uncirculated condition. Brought it over here. I was working on rip my phone out of the charger cord because he's got his alligator wrapped up in my charger cord. All right, with no interest on this 1929 Lincoln cent, I think we're going to move on. We're going to go to the coin that a lot of people, he's just a puppy. He's 5 years old, okay? He isn't still learning. He's just not very smart. But I do appreciate the I appreciate the chance to get out on that one. Let's move on to lot number 34. I know we have a lot of people that have been looking at this. This is a 1915 Lincoln cent. This 1915 Lincoln cent is a near gem uncirculated coin. It has very nice luster. I'm going to start this one at $119. Anybody want to start this one at $119? We have a really nice 1915 uncirculated coin here. Yeah, 5 years old. I'm not kidding. He's 5 years old and just as crazy as the day I brought him home. Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. These things are really tough to find, these 1915 Lincoln cents, and you can look at the surface of this thing and just know that it's got really nice luster on it. It's also got a high amount of detail. Take a look at it. It's a very sharply struck coin. Very sharply, well-preserved coin. Very sharply struck, well-preserved coin. Start this one at $119. Now, in this condition, these coins sell for $150 or more. So $119 is actually a pretty good steal for this one. But even though $119 is a pretty good steal, we're going to start the bidding off at $100. Let's knock $19 off of that, and let's start it at $100. See if anybody wants to throw a $100 bid out there to get this one moving. At $100, this would be a real steal. We're talking about only 2/3 of its actual value. Anybody wants to bid on this one at $100? I'm going to leave it here for just a moment because I think there might be some people interested and they're just trying to catch up. All right, thank you, Cent Hoarder. Looking for a $100 bid? This beautiful 1915 Lincoln cent. These things are really, really tough to find. Really tough in this condition. JOB pops $100 out there. Thank you, JOB. We got a $100 bid looking for a bid of $105. $100 bid looking for $105. Where's our increments? Oh, it's $10 bids. So we're looking for a $110 bid. Looking for 110. We got a $100 bid looking for 110. Got to it before you, cuz they're us. Going once at $100. Got this 1915 Lincoln cent uncirculated going for $100. Folks, this is unprecedented. We're going way below value on this. We're sold to JOB at $100. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much for your bid. You got yourself a really nice coin at a steal. Deal for sure. Let's move on to the next coin. The next coin is going to be a very interesting one. Very interesting 1922 D Lincoln cent here. You can see how late the dies were when this coin was made. The reverse die is just about to fall apart on this thing. But the obverse die is in pretty nice shape. Still has pretty strong date, Liberty, and everything else. The Liberty is a little bit taken up by a little bit of grease there and a little lamination. The one big problem with this coin, though, is the reverse. This one actually has a starting bid of $59. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep $75 on there. I meant to knock it down. $59. $59 is our start bid. Yeah. Now we have the alligator out. We're going to play with it. And it's time for Daddy to play with the alligator. Of course. Looking for a $59 bid on this 1922D Lincoln Cent. It is an uncirculated coin. Has no wear. Can't do that. Okay. Can't make squeakies right. We're in the middle of an auction. No bucks, big whammies. No bucks, big whammies. Anybody looking for a 1922D uncirculated Lincoln Cent for well under $100? This one does have a nice heavy rim dig on the reverse, but it is otherwise a pretty nice uncirculated 1922D Lincoln Cent. Yeah, we're squeaky squeaky. That's for sure. Hey, Sherm, why don't you drop that for a minute? There we go. Yeah, how you doing? What's up, buddy? Now he's just wagging his tail, staring at me. Okay, Daddy, time for you to get it. Grab it, and I'll pull. You grab it, and I'll pull. Okay? You grab it, and I'll pull, and I'll growl, too. I'll look really mean while I'm pulling it. All right. Let's go ahead and skip this one and move on to the next item. I thought for sure this one would get some bids. Well, let's try this one. How about that? 1931S key date Lincoln Cent. 1931S key date Lincoln Cent in uncirculated condition. This one's a near gem uncirculated, and I'm starting this one off at $155. Retail value of $180 plus on this coin, and this will fill that very difficult slot. Starting this one off at $155. $155 will get this one started. And SMAT45 SMAT, are you registered to bid? If you're registered to bid, we have a $160 start bid. Tending to a ravenous feline. I was actually tending to a dog who's ravenous for play. He wants Daddy to pay attention to him. Do I ever improv my animals? Different accent for each. Does that make me crazy? No. I don't, but I don't think I've ever really improv Sherman. If I did, he would be a general. Okay, SMAT45 SMAT is not registered. You'll have to, SMAT45 SMAT, you'll have to send your real name, your YouTube username, and your PayPal email address to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. There we go. 2 people trying to tell you. There you go. Register bid by sending your full name, YouTube screen name, and your PayPal email address to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. With that, we can let you bid. We can't let you bid until then because we don't know who you are and we don't have any way of contacting or billing you. So we have to know how to bill you first, and we bill through PayPal. Hello, Mr. Fletcher. As soon as you get registered, we can let you bid. We're looking for a $155 bid to get this one started. This is a 1931S key date Lincoln Cent in uncirculated condition. Okay, I'll give it another minute or so. And we can see if SMAT45 SMAT is going to get. I'm just going to call you SMAT. Going to get registration sent in. Penny Parent, if you could watch the email, I would appreciate it. See if we get that start for $160. Hello, Carabelle. And Jim Fletcher says, hey to the coin dragon. Can't send or receive emails. Okay, let me take a little bit of a break here, folks, and go check the email and see what happens. Okay. Okay, I've got Pammy Jones registered. That was a long time ago, though. See. Okay, I'm going to continue to watch the email here for a few minutes to see what we end up with, but we do not yet have anything from SMAT45 SMAT. Still watching the inbox. I haven't seen anything yet. All right, we're going to call SMAT45 SMAT a bidder on this. And I will contact you, or you can contact me at the end of the auction at cd@coppercoins.com. cd@coppercoins.com. Contact me there. I know that email address is working. You can contact me there and give me your information there so that we can bill you for the coin. We're going to call it a 1931S uncirculated condition coin with a start of $160 by SMAT45 SMAT. Looking for other interest in this coin above $160. We're looking for a $170 bid. Looking for a $170 bid. Oh, it's okay, SMAT. I understand. We'll just have to keep watching. See that things come through eventually. Okay. And so we've got sold to SMAT45 SMAT at $160. My email address, Matt, is cd@coppercoins.com. You'll have to contact me at the end of the auction so that we can talk about getting you signed up so that I will know who you are and we can bill you appropriately. I appreciate it, and thank you very much for your bid. All right. Now we've got a 1931S taken care of. Here's a 1926S. This is a nice 1926S Lincoln Cent. So I think I want to start this one around $40. Let's start it at $40 and not $45. Yeah, sometimes I like to change these things up a little bit. So we're going to start this with $40. This is a 1926S. This one has just a little bit of wear. This thing had just a little bit less wear, meaning no wear at all. It would be a very high dollar coin. These things in uncirculated start at $100 and go into the tens of thousands of dollars for nice bright red coins. 1926S is one of the toughest coins in the Lincoln Cent series to find in uncirculated condition. That does include the 1909S VDB. It does include the 1955 doubled die. The 1926S is one of the toughest coins to find in uncirculated condition, and this one is an AU. AU coin just below uncirculated. We're going to start this one off at $40. We have a $40 bid on this. With a $45 bid, we could get started. $40 bid. $40 bid is what I'm looking for. I'm sorry, $40, not $45. Looking for a $40 bid for this AU coin. You can see that there's some softness on the reverse, and that's all due to die state. That's because the dies that they used in 1926 in San Francisco were kind of worn out. And you can see that is evidenced by that extra little ridge line that you have running through unum on the reverse. That's actually die wear. The edge of the die actually chipping away in very small amounts. That's also exactly what you're seeing through the rest of the coin on the reverse, the softness in the N and the softness in the NI of United and the softness in the hairs, or the wheat lines, I'm sorry, the wheat lines of the 2 weeks on the left side and the right side. I got poking an alligator in my back. That's where my attention span has gone right now. It's gone south for the winter. All right, D-Rees Coins and Hobbies gives us a $40 bid to get this one started. I appreciate it, sir. We have a $40 bid. We're looking for a $41 bid. You got $40 looking for $41. We're going once to D-Rees Coins and Hobbies at $40. We're going twice to D-Rees Coins and Hobbies at $40. And we are sold to D-Rees Coins and Hobbies at $40. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much for your bid. Get this dog to quit poking this alligator in my back. All right, now we have another 1919S. This is a 1919S Lincoln Cent with near full detail. This is a nice XF45 coin. It's almost an AU, but it's a little bit soft for an AU. We're going to start this one at $19. $19 for this 1919S Lincoln Cent. Try to pick this one up just a little bit and move it a little bit faster. If we don't have any interest at $19, I will just move on. You need to tell me you're interested here in the next couple of seconds. We're just going to keep moving. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. We have liftoff into the next auction item. Next auction item is a 1917 Lincoln Cent. 1917. This one is a red and brown full gem coin. This thing has beautiful luster. Beautiful luster, and it also has just a little bit of a woody appearance going on, especially on the reverse. This is lot number 39. Look at the detail in that beard. This thing has some nice detail. It does have a little spot right out in front of Lincoln's eye, but that's about the only place you're going to find spots on this coin. This is a 1917 Philadelphia Lincoln Cent. It's beautiful red and brown. It's a full gem. Full gem coin here. We're going to start this one at $95. $95 will get you started on this 1917 gem Lincoln Cent. Was today just the wrong day? Is that what's going on? Is it the wrong day? All right, Cent Hoarder, we can do that. Looking for a $95 bid? $95 bid to get started on this 1917 Lincoln Cent. And Cent Hoarder comes out with a $95 bid, and JLB at $95 as well. And we are at $5 increment here. And JLB at $100. We'll need a $10 bid over that to $110. You are irritating right now. You are really irritating. He wants to play. Trying to play. Cent Hoarder will need a $10 increment from this point forward. So JLB is our current high bidder at $100. We're looking for $110 bid. And Cent Hoarder gives us a $110 bid. If that 26S looked like this coin, it would be at Heritage. That would be a heavy hitter coin. Really heavy hitter. We're talking about $50,000 plus. So we're at $110 on this coin. We're looking for a bid of $120. At $110, looking for a bid of $120. And JLB comes in with a $120 bid. 120 to JLB, we're looking for 130. 120 now, 130, looking for $130. Got JLB at 120, looking for 130. We have $130 from Cent Hoarder, looking for 140. $130 bid, looking for 140. Really nice 1917 Lincoln Cent here. Full gem, red and brown. Got a $130 bid. We're looking for 140. And we can start counting it down. Start counting it down at 130. 130 to Cent Hoarder, looking for $140. Going once at $130. And we have a $140 bid from JOB. 140 from JOB. We're looking for 150. 140 looking for 150. $140 looking for 150. Last call on this one. Let's go ahead and start counting it down. 140 looking for 150. We're going once at 140 looking for 150. Going twice at 140 looking for 150. And we are all in, all done, and sold to JOB at $140. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your bid, sir. And thank you, Cent Hoarder, for a nice try. We move on to the next item. Here's a nice affordable 1912S. 1912S is actually one of the tough S-Mint coins to get. You have the 1909S, which is our toughest one. Then you have the 1914S. And shortly after the 14S comes the 13 and the 11. And then the 1912S is your next hardest coin to find in the Lincoln Cent series. 1914S coins are actually kind of difficult to find. And this one is a nice, very fine coin. It does have a few spots. Light spotting issue. We're going to start this one at $36. $36 on this one. Looking for a $36 start bid? You know what, let me back off of this. Let me do a $30 start bid. Who wants to start at $30? We get a $30 start on this one? Looking for $30. Got my dog sitting over here wanting me to play tug with him, so if he starts barking at me, you'll know why. Looking for a $30 start. $30 start on a 1912S Lincoln Cent. Has a couple of little rim cuds around Liberty. That's what you see over there. That's not damage to the rim. That's actually rim cuds. There is a slight amount of damage to the rim on the reverse around 1 o'clock around Unum. And then there's a few spots on the coin. Other than that, we have a nice, very fine coin. I'm going to start this off at $30. Any interest at $30? Last call. Interest at $30. Okay, move on to the next item. Oh, that is not the next item. This would be the next item. 1918S. The 1918S Lincoln Cent. This one's near full detail. It has some luster on it. There's some remaining luster on this with near full detail. This is a high-end AU coin. I'm going to start this one at $24. This is going to be your least expensive S-Mint in the teens to get at this particular level. 1919S is a little more expensive than this one. Let's start this at $24. Looking for interest at $24 on this 1918S Lincoln Cent in AU. Okay. Seems I wasn't in my chi when I was picking my lots for this evening. Sometimes when I do the earlies, people want the rolls, and when I do rolls, people want the earlies. It looks like the earlies are not what's catching tonight. Let's see if we can do it with this one. How about this 1934D Woody? Nice, beautiful, high luster brown coin with some wood grain appearance in it. I'm going to start this one off at $12. This is an uncirculated 1934D. We got Jody at 15, then D. Reese comes in at 24. D. Reese is at 24 for the previous coin or for this one? David says, calm down, Frank. Sorry, Frank. I didn't know you were saving for a trip. Okay, D. Reese's bid was for the last one, so you can go ahead and put him in as a winner because I passed on that lot, the 1918S. Go ahead and give that to him for $24. And then we have Jody as the high bid at $15 on this 1934 D Lincoln Cent with a nice wood grain appearance. That haze of iridescence that you see on the coin is actually part of the luster. This is a very bright luster coin. It does have wonderful color as well, but the color is mostly just a brown, like a wood color. It actually really looks like wood. Very nice looking coin. Coin Dragon needs the paddles now. Dog down here licking on his feet. Okay, we got it going once to Jody at $15. Looking for a $15.5, $16 bid. Got it going twice to Jody at $15. And we have a sale to Jody at $15. Jody Gomez is our $15 winner on this coin. Now, I tell you what, that's the last of our singles. Now we're going to move on to some rolls and some other goodies. I want to talk to you for a minute. When I was on my way back, I'm looking at something else right now, but Ernest Vandiver. See, when I was on my way back from the fun show, we drove back, and we drove through Florida, and we drove through Georgia and South Carolina. We ended up in Greenville, South Carolina. And I had called a couple of shops to find out if they had anything that they would like to sell that I was looking for, namely Lincoln Cents and rolls and things to that effect. And this gentleman told me that he had a number of rolls of Lincoln Cents that I could take a look at and consider buying. So I went to the shop. It was in Greenville, South Carolina. And I went in, I took a look at what he had, and he made a price. I accepted the offer. I bought the coins. And a friend of mine and I were loading them in the car. It was a muggy, icky, rainy day. And as we were loading them in the car, he said, well, I'm not really sure whether it adds anything to your bottom line, but these did belong to the governor of Florida. Governor of Georgia, Ernest Vandiver. I said, really? I said, these had belonged to the governor of Georgia. He said, yeah, it's the governor of Georgia, Ernest Vandiver. Now, Ernest Vandiver was born in July of 1918, and he served as the 63rd Party Democrat of the state of Georgia. He studied at the University of Georgia School of Law. He was an attorney. He passed away in February of 2005. And let's see, this says he was the 73rd. So he's a 73rd governor? I thought he was a 63rd. It says he was a 73rd governor of the state of Georgia. And he was governor 2 seats prior to Jimmy Carter as governor of Georgia. So his term in office was 1959 to 1962. 1962, he was superseded by his lieutenant governor, Garland Byrd, and the inauguration, or his leaving office, came on January 15th of 1963. So he started office in January of 1959 and went through January of 1963. So 59 to 62 were actually the years that he was in office. And what I ended up with was a near 400 coin or 400 roll hoard of Lincoln cents and Jefferson nickels from the Ernest Vandiver estate. And so that's what I have here this evening, are some of Ernest Vandiver's coins. And these are coins that were actually owned by a governor of the state of Georgia, of these great United States. They have a little bit of a bit of history to them. I will certify that these coins do come from his estate. I have spoken again to the person who sold these to me, and he's going to send me a letter to the effect to show that these coins did indeed come from that estate. So let me go back to the slideshow here and show you what we've got. This is the first lot that I'm going to sell of the rolls from the Vandiver estate. They are a sealed tubed roll in his original tubes. I've not messed with these coins. I've not taken them out of the tubes. They've not been messed with. They've not been taken out. They've not been graded or anything to that effect. They do have a label at the top that says 56p, and that's in the governor's handwriting. And these are 1956 Philadelphia Lincoln cents that were put into a tube by Governor Vandiver, purchased by me, and now for sale to you, starting at a $10 minimum bid. $10 minimum bid of these 1956p uncirculated Lincoln cents from the Governor Vandiver estate. We've got Dana. Hello, Dana, at $10. Dana's in at $10. And we've got Sen Hoarder at 11 and Eric Beyer at 12. It is pretty much an entombed roll. That helps me with the idea that these coins have not been gone through, because most of these coins are in tubes that are going to be kind of difficult to open if you had decided to open them. Dana comes in at $15 after Stonecutter's $15, and then Dana comes in at $16. So Dana's $16 is the high bid at present, with Stonecutter's $15. How many are available? This one. That's how many are available. They can be a pain in the rear to get open. This is 1956 Philadelphia. It's an original uncirculated roll from the Governor of Vandiver estate. And Adam Chambers bids 18. Paul Hampton comes in at $16.50 and Stonecutter at $20. Dana comes in at $20, only a little late. Then New Marshall comes in at $20. Hello, New Marshall. Haven't seen you yet this evening. As soon as I start breaking out rolls, everybody comes out of the woodwork and starts bidding. So Dana bids 21. Dana's got the high bid at $21. I tell you what, just because I said that there are 400 rolls in the hoard, somebody decides that I've got more than one of these available. And well, he's right. Well, let's stop the bidding. What? Dog wants me to play. Let's stop the bidding. Stonecutter, you may not necessarily be out. Let's do this. I will drop back to $15. Drop back to $15. And we can sell these. Now, these have been taped shut with a label to show that they are from the governor's estate. We'll run these at $15, and we'll start with our highest bidder first and go back. So our highest bidder was Adam Chambers. Adam Chambers, we've only got 10 of these available now. So we're going to go in the order of our highest bidders. So Adam Chambers will take one at 15. And Dana, I'm sure, will take one at 15. And then we have New Marshall and Stonecutter. Okay, Dana will take 2 if we have them left. Got New Marshall and Stonecutter. Need to tell me if you want one. Stonecutter wants one. New Marshall will take one, I'm sure. We've got Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton's in here as well. And then we would have Eric Beyer. If you would like one, you can let me know if you would like one. Okay, so Eric Beyer will take one. So those are all the people who actually bid on them, except for New Marshall. Where's New Marshall? Where are you, buddy? Okay, he's on there. Okay, so now I will start after I gave the stop. And we will look to see that we've got people filled. Sent Hoarder wants one. Dana will take an additional one. Sent Hoarder will take one. Dana will take an additional one. Jeremy Johnson has a 10 in there. I think I'll just give him one. That's about all we've got. Did Coin Dragon want one of those? No, see Coin Dragon on here, but if he wanted one. Okay, Coin Dragon's further on down. I'm still way up the list. We've got Jeremy Johnson. We've got Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton already got one on there. Benjamin Marler wants one. And that is going to finish us off. That's all I have in these 1956 rolls. I have 10 available. Those 10 are going to Adam Chambers. Dana Borleave gets 2. New Marshall, James Dowdle, Paul Hampton, Eric Beyer, Sent Hoarder, Jeremy Johnson, and Benjamin Marler. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, folks. Let's just keep the deal the same. How does that sound? Keep the deal the same. We've got 1957 Philadelphia rolls. We got 1957 Philadelphia rolls from the governor's estate. These are all from the same purchase. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer them one per person, and I'm going to do it this way. It's going to be on my start, just like with the roll reveals. It's going to be on my start. Wait until I give you the start. Hello, Raymond. There we go. Start now. 15 per roll, 1 per person. We've only got 6 rolls available. We've got Dana coming in first. Levels of Madness is second. Eric Beyer will get 1. Midnight Silver Run will get 1. Farm Dog will get 1. Cuds Are Us will get the last one. That's all I've got. 6 rolls available. May have a little more luck with this one. We're going to do the exact same thing again. This is 1958 Philadelphia. 1958 Philadelphia rolls from the Ernest Vandiver, Governor of Georgia. Hoard, call it. Wait until I get there. Jeremy, yes, you are showing up. Wait until I get there. As soon as I give you the go, we can go ahead 1 roll per person, $15 per roll. All you have to do is put a 1 or a bin in there. There you go. All right, Dana gets 1, Wild Bill gets 1. Levels of Madness, Jeff Dunn, Adam Chambers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paul Hampton, J.O.B., New Marshall, Bulldog, and Stonecutter. Like all 9 people who spoke up will get a roll because I have 9 rolls. We got Dana, Wild Bill, Levels of Madness, Jeff Dunn, Adam Chambers, Paul Hampton, J.O.B. New Marshall, Bulldog. What did I do? Hang on just a second. That's 9. Where did I go wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry, Stonecutter. I only had 9 rolls and you're number 10. We get down to Bulldog and we're out of rolls. That's all I've got. Let's try this. I appreciate it, everyone. Let's try this here. This is 1962 Denver Jefferson nickels. 1962 Denver Jefferson nickels. These are uncirculated nickels. These are going to be $8. $8 a roll, folks. $8. You only get one. Let me know as soon as I give you the go. $8 a piece. These are 1962 Denver Jefferson nickels. 40 coins per roll. And of this, I have 26 available. So we've got enough to go around. But I want to make sure everyone who wants one gets a chance at one. Okay, we've got Jeremy Johnson for 1. Midnight Silver Run, Joe McBride. Farm Dog, Raymond Lungy. Paul Hampton. J.O.B. New Marshall. Stonecutter. Bulldog. Eric Beyer. Dana Boilieve. And, okay, Jeremy, I understand. We will get to you. Joe Durbin wants one. These are rolls with historical significance. Bill Betts gets one. Got left. Okay, I have 11 so far that are not spoken for. If anyone who has not already come in for one wants one, you can let me know now at $8. Anybody who wants one of these who has not yet received the okay that they have one. I think I've already got you in there, New Marshall. The ones I have already are Jeremy Johnson, Midnight Silver Run, Joe McBride, Farm Dog, Raymond Lungy, Paul Hampton, J.O.B., New Marshall, James Dowdle, Bulldog, Eric Beyer, Dana Boilieve, Jeremy Johnson. That's a second one for Jeremy Johnson. We need to take that one out. For now, Joe Durbin, Bill Betts, and Mike Birchman. Okay. And D. Reese wants one. Go ahead and put him in the spot that I took out. Don't mind me. There we go. Okay, so now I have 10 remaining. I have 10 remaining. I know that everybody wants more, but what we're going to do is offer one more per person. If you want one more, I'm going to start you on a second roll. So second run, start now. Go ahead and give one to New Marshall, Dana, Jeremy, and Paul. J.O.B. will take another one. Joe Durbin will take another one. Anybody else? Second call. Anybody else? 6 out on second call. That leaves us with a total of 4 remaining. Okay, Wild Bill will take one. We have 3 remaining. Okay, I will do that. I'll do a third call with the people who I've already talked to about this. Jeremy Johnson will get one. New Marshall will get one. Benjamin Marler will get one, and that will close us out. Oh, sorry, Jeff Dunn wants one. Come on, people. Got to get this going. Benjamin Marler wants one. Jeff Dunn wants one. Jeremy Johnson will get the last one available. Okay, next item that I have. I received a hoard of rolls that was in a small box. And I don't want to go through these rolls at all. I don't want to do anything with them. I don't want to go through them. I just want to sell them. I want to get them in and get them out. This is what the box looked like. This box has everything from 1959 up through the 1990s in there. You can see that there's just a mixture of different rolls, different years, different dates. What I will do is make sure that all the tubes that I send to you are full. There will be no nickels or other coins. It's all Lincoln cents. And what I want to do is I want to sell these in 5 roll packs from the Detroit Hoard. They're 5 roll packs for $5. 5 roll packs for $5. I'm going to give you a start on this. I only have 10 available. Now, these are going to be mixed up in different dates and years. You don't know what you're going to get. I don't know what you're going to get. My wife is going to pull them out of the box, so I have no clue what you're going to end up with. There's 5 roll packs. Go ahead and get started now. 5 roll packs at $5. It's $1 a roll, folks. Okay, we are well beyond the 10 that I have available. So Shannon McCord will get one. Joe McBride will get one. Where are we? Okay, just do Shannon McCord, Joe McBride, Mike Birchman. And then keep filling in from where you were. Shannon McCord and Mike Birchman. Okay. Now we've got, let's see, Heads Are Us, Robert Adams, he got one. Let's see, Levels of Madness, he got one. Coin Dragon got one. New Marshall wants one. Chuck Patilla wants one. And Jeff Dunn. And that's going to finish us off. That's all I've got. Those are at $5 a pack. 5 rolls. All right, I appreciate it. Okay, next we have our roll reveals. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Let's do, did I not put the roll reveals in? I guess I didn't. I didn't put the roll reveals in. So we have to go back to me. We have to discuss the roll reveals. The first roll reveal I have, actually I can do it this way. Let's see if I can bring up the image here. Please stand by while my pet frog, Barky, sings the national anthem. I shall return momentarily. I have no idea what I'm saying, but I am doing this for you. Let me add these files here real quick. I knew something would go wrong. This couldn't be a perfect show. I've never had a perfect show. You always have to have something go wrong. And it didn't exactly go wrong. It's just that I forgot to do something that I should have done. Okay. Let's do it that way. Want to be difficult, do you? Anything about my life easy, folks. Everything's hard. Okay. So, we got that. Let me move us on down. Okay. So now we have this slideshow. There it is. There it is. Okay. So this is our first roll reveal. Our first roll reveal is that 1938 roll that I posted in Facebook and asked if that's something you guys would be interested in doing. This 1938 roll is the earliest bank wrapped roll that I have had the opportunity of opening since we've started this. 1938 is quite early for an original bank wrapped roll, and this is an original bank wrapped roll. I had discussed with you guys the fact that there would have to be a $9 charge per coin on this because, well, that's pretty much what I paid for the roll. Just trying to get an experience of getting this out there so that we can do all of this together. Open this roll up. So we are going to start this off. That should say Central Hanover Bank roll, not Entral. But let me do this. 38 Philadelphia. $9 per coin. Three coins per person limit. So get your trigger fingers ready. The 1938 Philadelphia, $9 per coin, 3 per person limit. This is an original bank wrapped roll. There you go. 1938 Philadelphia, 9 per coin, 3 coin per person limit. Give me a number of what you want. That filled up fast. We got Midnight Silver Run once won. Now, for anyone who hasn't done this before, this is what I do. I take these numbers right here that these people are giving me. They go into that roll that many times. And when I open that roll live on camera, you can come and actually watch the opening happen. And each of these people will get that number of coins in the roll drawn out at random from a bag of names. And you get whatever coin is pulled. So if I pull you and you're the 17th person to get pulled, you get coin number 17 out of this roll. I have no idea what coin number 17 will look like. I don't know what condition it's in. I have absolutely no idea of anything other than the fact that this is an original bank wrapped roll. And so that's what we're working with here, so that you understand what we're doing and how we're doing it. We've got Midnight Silver Run's going to get 1 coin in this roll. Joe McBride gets 2. Chuck Patillo with 3. Levels of Madness with 3. J.O.B. gets 3. Eric Beyer gets 2. Scent Hoarder will take 1. I'm sure that was supposed to be a 1. I believe that was supposed to be a 1 or maybe a 2. Scent Hoarder wanted 1. Sorry. Majestic Sound of Coins will get 3. Jeremy Johnson for 3. Mr. Dowdle for 3. Paul Hempton for 2. Adam Chambers for 2. New Marshall gets 3. Steve Looking for Silver would like 3. Shannon McCord gets 1. Carabelle for 1. Deanne for 2. Checking something here real quick. Herman, okay, I understand. I can't leave right now. Yeah, Deanne, when this is over, can you email me at cd@coppercoins.com, please? Deanne, please email cd@coppercoins.com. And Steve Patet for 2. And Hoarder already got his 1. So Donald Harmon takes 3. Jeff Dunn for 1. Make sure we're not repeating anyone who doesn't want to be repeated. Farm Dog will take 2. Dana. Robert Folks said he wanted 1 before Dana. That would be the last. Okay, Robert Folk got in and Dana got in. So the 2 of them got in. All right, Stonecutter, I appreciate it, brother. And Dana and Robert Folk will be the last 2 spots in the roll. Now we'll move on to the next. Actually, you know what? Before we can move on, I actually have to set it up so that I can move on, because right now I can't do anything. How about that? Number 60. Coin roll hunt number 60 is going to be an original 1954 San Francisco Federal Reserve wrapped roll from the Vandiver estate. This one did come from the governor's estate. This is an original bank wrapped roll. Email Deanne will be cd@coppercoins.com. Just email me real quick and I'll send you a message back. The 1954 Lincoln sent from the governor's hoard. We're going to run these at $4 a piece. We're going to limit it to 3 coins per person. And not yet. Start now. 1954 from the Vandiver estate, 3 coins per person at $4 a piece. Go ahead and get Eric Beyer in there for 3, because he came in just after my message. So what do we have in here? Number 60. We got Shannon McCord for 1. We got Paul Hampton for 3. Eric Beyer for 3. Robert Adams gets 2. Chuck Patillo gets 2. Adam Chambers for 2. Joe McBride for 2. Jeff Dunn for 2. Sissy Atwell gets 3. Farm Dog gets 2. Donald Harmon will take 3. Eric Byer's already in there for his 3. Steve Patat takes 3. Dana Boyle will get her 3. And Midnight Silver Run takes 2. Bulldog will take 3. Wild Bill takes 3. Deanne will take 2. Hawkeye will take 3. All of you people very patiently waiting for me to get finished with all these singles. Then I come to the rolls and all hell breaks loose. Seems like everybody's here. I just didn't see them. Room full of people. New Marshall gets 3. D. Reese will take the last 2. Sorry, D. Reese will get 3. D. Reese gets the last 3. That's all I've got in that roll. That's the 1954 S roll. Now, here's something very unusual. This is something I generally don't ever have, don't ever get, and don't ever do. But here's one for you. How about this? The Canadian Bank of Commerce from Montreal. These are dimes, 1965 silver dimes, and they're from the Governor Vandiver estate. These came in Governor Vandiver's coins. The end roll coins on this are slightly brown toned, but it should be a very nice roll, especially on the inside. And so these little guys right here, we're going to do it $4 each. We're going to do $4 a piece with a limit of 3 per person. Limit of 3 per person. Well, you can get started now. $4 each, a limit of 3 coins per person. And these are Canadian 1965 silver dimes. Okay, Carabel takes 1. Coin Dragon takes 1. J.O.B. takes 2. Sissy Atwell for 3. Cent Hoarder for 1. Paul Hampton for 3. Raymond Longy gets 1. Raymond Longy gets 1. Let's see. Adam Chambers for 2. Farm Dog for 2. Wild Bill gets 3. Dana comes in for 1. Kid It Okay will take 2. Joe McBride gets 1. Hawkeye will take 3. New Marshall will take 3. Carabel's 1 was already done. That was the first one we got in there, so we can skip that. Midnight Silver Run will take 1. And Donald Harmon will take 3. What that's going to leave me is a remainder of 17 coins. I have a remainder of 17 coins. I'm going to do a second run, so get your trigger fingers ready. This one's going to be a no limit. No limit at this point. Second run, go ahead and get started now. Second run, GLB will take one. Paul Hampton will take one. Joe McBride takes one. Dana takes another two. Shannon McCord takes one. Donald Harmon for two. New Marshall takes three. And Steve Looking for Silver takes two. Jeff Stanley Coins and Octane will take two. That's going to put me with two remaining at the very end of the roll. And I will just reserve those. Let's reserve the last two. I just put the last two on reserve. And I'll give those away during the reveal. There'll be two freebies coming during the reveal. Sorry, JLB, I got that in there before you had a chance to say anything. Let's do the next one. Let's do the do. 62. We have a 1956D Los Angeles Federal Reserve wrapped roll from the Fed Reserve Bank of San Francisco. The thing is, it was labeled as a 1956 Denver roll, but we got tails on both ends. So I can't tell you for sure that this is 1956 Denver. But I believe it's 1956 Denver. And so what we're going to do, we're going to run these as kind of a mystery roll because I'm not sure exactly what these are going to turn out to be. All of those coins that are from the governor's hoard will be labeled as such. They will be labeled as governor's hoard coins. This particular roll is not. This particular roll is not from that same source. This one is a different source. Which is why I put a question mark after the 1956D. I'm not exactly sure that these are 1956D Lincoln cents. But the roll was labeled as 1956D. They are wheat cents. They are BU. Governor's hoard was the governor of Georgia from 1959 to 1963. I picked up all of his rolls. He was a coin collector. I picked up all of his rolls from his estate. And I'm selling some of the coins and some of the rolls. Source of a different color, that's right. Okay, so I'm getting ready to get you started. We've got $2.50 per coin in this unknown wheat cent BU roll. We're going to limit this to 5 coins per person. It's a limit of 5 per person. I did not say start yet. I'm assuming this is a 1956D roll because it was labeled as a 1956D roll, and oftentimes people will label the rolls and not necessarily flip a coin over or anything like that. So this roll was labeled as a 1956D roll. So we're going to do 5 per person limit, $2.50 per coin. Go ahead and get started now. 5 coin limit. Looks like this roll is spoken for. We have Joe McBride for 3. Cent Order for 3. Chuck Patillo for 3. Adam Chambers for 3. Eric Beyer for 5. And then Sissy Atwell will get 5. Then Paul Hampton for 5. Farm Dog gets 2. Robert Adams will take 5. And we have JOB for 3. Levels of Madness will take 5. Getting close to the end, Dana will take 2. Jeff Dunn for 2. Now it looks like Wild Bill get the last 4 coins in the roll. Either he's really fast at counting or he just happened to work that one out perfectly to get the last 4 coins in the roll. But that's it. Wild Bill's our last person in this particular roll. Coin Dragon. Get skipped. Did you get skipped? Where did Coin Dragon come in? Coin Dragon came in after Jeff Stanley Coins Noctane. And no, sir, you did not get skipped. You did not make it in because we didn't get down to you. Wild Bill's Hobbies was the last person to get in. We got Joe McBride, Scent Hoarder, Chuck Patillo, Adam Chambers, Eric Byers, Sissy Atwell, Paul Hampton, Farm Dog, Robert Adams, J.O.B., Levels of Madness, Dana Boyleve, Jeff Dunn, and Wild Bill. Those are the people who did make it into this roll. This is original roll reveal number 62. It is an unknown wheat scent roll that's labeled as a 1956D roll. We'll find out. Let's see. This one is the 96061. Those are going to be tomorrow. We're going to find out Thursday. Thursday afternoon, we'll find out on that coin roll number 62 whether it's a 1956D roll or not. Okay. So, a little bit different. Change up just a little bit. Our next one will be this. This is a 1958D. It's one of those old plastic tubed rolls. I don't have a better name for it. I call it the pipe bomb rolls because they look like a pipe bomb. Caps on the ends and the pipe in the middle. You take a cap off. Then you try to press out a coin or 2. Then you take the other cap off and try to push everything through the tube. They're a pain in the butt to open. But once you get them open, a lot of times there's pretty nice coins in there. This is 1958 Denver roll. It's in one of the old original plastic tube rolls. There is nothing special about this roll, except that they're just uncirculated coins. The Sharpie ram. There you go. That's right. Okay, I'm getting ready to start you off. It's going to be a 1958D. It's an old plastic tubed roll. We're going to do it $2 per coin. We're going to limit it 5 coins per person. $2 per coin, limit 5 coins per person. I'll get you started here in just a second. Give everybody a chance to get their trigger fingers ready. Oh, New Marshall jumped the gun. There we go. Get started. Coin Dragon at 5. Chuck Patillo gets 3. Scent Hoarder gets 2. Farm Dog for 2. This is 1958 Denver. Limit of 5 coins per person. Looks like we've probably got the roll spoken for. Just in case we didn't. Still wondering, you might get them in there. Looks like we've probably got it spoken for. 5, 10, 15, 25. Yeah, it's spoken for. Let me keep see. Got Coin Dragon for 5, Chuck Patillo for 3, Scent Hoarder for 2, Farm Dog for 2, Joe McBride gets 3, Eric Beyer gets 3, Paul Hampton gets 5, Jeff Dunn for 2, Jeff Stanley, Coins Noctane for 2, Doug Reese gets 5. We've had luck with 58D. Tell you what, we've got a number of new RPMs listed because of 1958D rolls. Things tend to work out pretty well for one reason or another. Maybe it's because a lot of people don't really search 1958D all that well. I like them. I think they're nice. So we've got Doug Reese for 5, Deanne for 2, Sissy gets 5, Annan McCord gets 3, New Marshall for 5, and Hawkeye will get 2. And then Adam Chambers will round out the roll with 1. That's all I can give you, buddy. That's all I've got. 1 left for Adam Chambers, and that's it. Close that roll out with Adam Chambers and Hawkeye. Unfortunately, Donald Harmon, we could not get you into this one. Move on to the last reveal for the week. The last reveal for the week is this one right here. This is a 1957D bankroll. This one is from the Vandiver estate. I am assuming that the marking placed on this roll that you can see was placed there by the governor because all of his bank wrapped rolls had this same type of marking on them. There are a few other bank wrapped rolls that came out of his hoard. This one doesn't have a particular bank on it, so it's a machine wrapped roll, maybe not a bank wrapped roll. But this is yeah, it's a 50-cent wrapper. And looking at the coins, well, the coin on the one end that's exposed looks pretty nice. The other end has cardboard on it. I can't really see anything on the other end. Yeah, but this marking, I believe, was placed in there by someone who had the roll in hand. And I'm assuming it would be the governor because he bought rolls during these years. And I have rolls from 56 through 58 that have this same marking on them. Of course, they don't say 1957D on them, but anyhow, what we're going to do on this one, these do come from the governor's hoard. These are going to be $2 a coin. We're going to limit these to 3 coins per person. It'll be $2 per coin, limited to 3 per person for now. And I'm going to go ahead and get you started. $2 per coin, limit 3 per person. Levels of Madness takes 3. Chuck Patillo takes 3. Adam Chambers for 2. Joe McBride for 3. And then Eric Beyer takes 3, and J.O.B. takes 2. Paul Hampton takes 3. Steve Looking for Silver gets 3. Then Dana gets 3. Doug Reese for 3. Marshall takes 3. I know a lot of people would have taken more if they had a chance, but I have to be able to spread these things out thin enough to allow more people to get in who are interested in being involved but have slower computers or slower connections. But try to be fair to everyone with this. Try. Shannon McCord gets 3. Donald Harmon gets 3, and Sissy Atwell takes 3. Sissy, we have a limit of 3 on this roll. You probably didn't hear that. She gets 3. Deanne gets 2. Blue Sandy. I don't know if a Blue Sandy, are you registered with us? Or registered with us, and we can do that. I don't see Blue Sandy registered. Don't like to skip people, but I have to skip if you are not. Oh, Blue Sandy is registered. Blue Sandy is registered. That works. It's your first one. Awesome. Okay, Blue Sandy is in. Oh, wait a minute. What did I do here? Did I not count right? Sissy Deanne. A Blue Sandy gets 3. Then Hawkeye will get. And then Wild Bill will get 2. And that will round out the roll. All we have. Sissy, you already got in for 3. So we don't have to worry about it. Farm Dog, I could not get you into this roll. Couldn't get Farm Dog into this one, unfortunately. But that, folks, that rounds it out. We're pretty much done for the evening. When do I do the reveal? You're going to notate on them that they are from the governor's estate. Yes, I will. I will. Every single one of the coins from all of the rolls that come from the governor's estate will have a special governor's estate flip insert with the flip. Now, lanyards. These lanyards right here. Let me go ahead and get something added for the lanyards. And I tell you what. Okay, let's do it this way. It's going to be hard for me to tell right now who did and who did not spend $100 this evening. So what I'm going to do, if you spent $100 or more, your lanyard's going to be free. If you spend $100 or more this evening on anything, any coins that we've got here, by request only, which we're going to do now, by request only, your lanyard will be free. If you did not spend $100 with us or close to $100 with us, I'll have to charge you $3 for the lanyard. I'll charge you $3 for the lanyard. And let's just go ahead and do it postage free, $5 per lanyard. That means I send them to you. Now let's do $3. Let's do $3. Never mind, $3 per lanyard because it'll probably be included in the postage that you're already going to be paying for coins. So we're going to start this at $3 per person. Joe McBride, contact me after the auction. I'm not really sure what you're asking for, but yes, I'll do whatever I can. Eric Beyer, I do ship monthly for some people, but this month is out because this month we've only got one auction remaining for this month. This month was a broken up month. But let's say, okay, for the lanyards. $3 each unless you spend $100. Now I'm going to take it that Dana will get us started on those. Dana would like one. Let me go ahead and do this. Not really even sure how many I've got. I know I have at least 100 of them, so we got enough to go around. So Dana wants one. And Sissy said she wants 2. I appreciate that. GOB takes 1. Jeff Dunn takes 1. Adam Chambers takes 1. D. Reese will take 1. Mike Birchman. Joe McBride. Donald Harmon. If you've spent close to $100 with me this evening, your lanyard will be free. I will just throw it in, and it'll be an uncharged part of your invoice. That way I can make sure I pack them on the packing slip. It'll be on your invoice, but they will be at $0. So Shannon McCord takes one. Eric Beyer takes one. Buck Patillo will take one. Scent Hoarder would like two. Go ahead and keep filling names. I'll take care of this. Okay, so Scent Hoarder takes two. Hidden Numismatist would like one. Jeff Stanley Coins and Octane will take one. New Marshall would like one. Coin Dragon would like one. Donald Harmon. So Donald Harmon will take one. Anna McCord. Put Robert Adams on there. I got to make sure I send one to him. Paul Hampton for one. Benjamin Marlar for one. Bulldog will take two. Matt 45, Smack gets one. That looks like where we end it. Matt 45, Smack will take one. And I'll be around here for a little while longer, but we are finished. The end of the day. So if we keep getting more requests for lanyards, please add the word lanyard on there so I know that you're looking for lanyards, because I'm no longer looking at a single list of numbers. And Corey Merrill, we registered on Sunday. You bid on Sunday and you're asking if you're registered now? Or if you're registered now. If you're registered with Coppercoins, you are registered for my auction on Tuesday or Penny Parents auction on Sunday. The only thing that we're doing registration for is to be sure that we know who we can get a bill sent to. That's it. Well, Hidden, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for stopping by this evening. You have a great night. I have a dog back here snoring. Oh, yeah. I do like this part. Yeah, it is really nice. This is like really cool. And with the clip, like with the Belomo loop, here's how they work. It's really cool. It's just like that. Just a clip on. And then you can just snap it back in place. Really cool. What sort of lanyard? It's a Coppercoins lanyard. There it is, right there. Sherman wants one. Sherman says, "Hey, Daddy, time for me to get one." Okay, and so what you do with this extra little piece right here is it just clips into the lanyard, just like that. Like a typical backpack. Please lift the top of the buckle and your seatbelt will unbuckle. Please lift your tray tables and your seat backs to their full upright and locked position as we are beginning our initial descent. Misplaced Youper Girl needs one. Misplaced Youper Girl, are you registered with us? Because I don't know whether I have contact information. What? 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 What do you want? The dog's sitting over here just growling at me. I don't know if I have you registered, Youper. We'll have to get your information so that I can get one to you. Yep, that's right. I do have your information, but could you email your information to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com? Just make it easier for us. Go ahead and register. And we'll get you registered up so I can get your information. Dana wants one more lanyard. She needs one for breakfast. One for dinner and wants one for breakfast, too. Wait a minute. Dana wants. This dog. My gosh. The fun show. The fun show was, it was good. I mean, it was a floor full of stuff. All of the wholesalers that I typically go and visit with were there. It was a lively floor, a lively event, and I had the distinct pleasure of being able to meet Majestic while I was there, and we had dinner together. That was really fun. Bahama Breeze actually has pretty good food. And let's say, well, the flight down was uneventful. Now, some of you are probably wondering, what about this big hoard of pennies you were going to pick up while you were gone? Well, that kind of fell through. Basically, what happened was there was a misunderstanding, and the number of rolls that I was actually going to go down to pick up would be far fewer than what I wanted to go pick up. And it was going to end up costing me more than it was worth to go there and get them. So I skipped out on that. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. You have a great night too, sir. And Sissy, as far as whether the hobby is growing, I didn't really see any indication necessarily that it was any better or worse than any show I've been to in the last few years. I think best I could say is status quo. I know that there have been people fall out of the hobby by death or retirement or something else, and I know that there have been new people come in, but I didn't notice any specific difference in the numbers of people who were there. I think it's growing, but it's hard to tell. Joe McBride, I didn't even stop at the mint booth. I saw the EP. They had their spider press there. They were doing things at the spider press. The one thing I did notice that they did have there was a couple of the finest sets of Indians were at the PCGS area. And the Indian scents that I saw, they were just wow. But there were some really, really nice coins, and I got to meet the owner of one of those sets and talk with him for a little while. That was an interesting conversation. I really had fun. Cuds R Us, I didn't try the shop in Gilbert. We were already headed away from there, and to go back there would have been a backtrack, and we didn't do that. So we just kept kind of moving. Corey, was there a problem with... actually, I think we did, and I do remember, and I will get you registered if you're not already, so don't worry about it. So Corey Merrill is registered. I remember talking with Corey. You got concerns about the hobby? Well, let's look at it this way. Coins have been around since the ancient times. They've been collected since the ancient times. They are the collectible of the kings. And things like stamps and baseball cards and Beanie Babies and other things like that have come and gone through the years. Stamps started up around 1850 and they're about to fall off. And well, the baseball cards, they didn't start up until the early 1900s. Well, actually, late 1800s. And they've kind of fallen out of favor. And the thing about the stamps and the baseball cards is simply that there's no measured number of how many are made, except on special series and special sets and things like that. But for stamps, they could have made billions of them. You never know. And for the baseball cards, you never know how many of those were made either, probably into the billions. And so you end up with collectibles that have a presumed value based on presumed market need. So you've got a lot of market need out there. You've got a high value, but as soon as the market need starts to drop, if your production run doesn't drop, then your values drop significantly. And that's kind of what happened with the baseball card thing. Is when the market started to fall off around 93, 94, 95, they didn't start dropping off the number of cards that they made. And so they ended up making way too many cards. And then there was a big glut in the market, and the glut in the market still hasn't been resolved. And a lot of the cards from back in the day when people were investing in baseball cards have dropped most of their value. And with stamps just became a passing hobby. For for over 100 years, people collected stamps and they really enjoyed them. And then all of a sudden, the postal market changed. We send more packages. We don't use stamps nearly as much. In fact, stamps are discouraged at this point by the U.S. Postal Service for any packages. And we've gone to a point where stamps are just kind of a past thing with us. We kind of use them for the necessity of commerce, but we don't necessarily collect them as commemoratives anymore. And that tends to be the issue with what happened with stamps. Now, you take all that and you look at coins. Okay, coins are government issued. They are finite in the number that there are, and they keep track of it, so they know exactly how many were minted. They make them out of precious metal and non-precious metal, but either one have a metallic value generally above the face value of the coin, especially for the ones minted in gold and silver. They have an intrinsic value in basically in their market value. And there is a pretty large base of people who still think that shiny things are nice and they like collecting coins. Well, we've got a lot of people who like to collect coins. We've got a lot of people who like to stack metal. We've got a lot of people who like to commemorate events with coins. And I just don't see any death in the industry yet. I don't see anything that's going to replace coins to the extent that we're just not going to have them anymore. And I don't think that there's necessarily going to be an end to the coin market anytime in our lifetime. I think we should be pretty good with that. Experience in getting slab coins keck stickered? No. I have no experience with that. I have bought a few coins. Good night, Bulldog. I've bought a few coins that had keck stickers on them, but I've never attempted to get one on a coin myself. Let's see. I agree, condition is everything with cards. And that tends to be a problem because cards are made of, paper. And paper is very easy to damage. So, let's see. Phil Gagnon, 1931 S penny from a coin shop. The S was much darker than the rest of the coin. Could the S have been tattooed onto it? Tattooed, I don't know, but glued on sounds like it could be a possibility. I would have it checked. And I would have it checked sooner than later. Because 1931 Philadelphia Lincoln cents are rather common, and having an S glued onto them is not an unusual thing. Can I play my commercials again before I get off? Of course I can. W Mint quarters again this year with a Privy Mint mark. Again this year with a Privy Mint mark. V75, what is that? V75. There is a big push to get young people in the hobby, but you know what? They've been doing that for a long time, and young people do come into the hobby. What kind of loop do I use? The kind of loop that I use is a Belomo. Oops. A Belomo. It's a 10X triplet. There you go. Oh, focus. Not on my face. Oh, well, it won't focus, but that's a 10X triplet by Belomo. I appreciate it, Time Traveler Coin Exchange. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it very much. Let's do the commercial break real quick. Who wants to watch the commercials? Because, well, Penny Parent does. So let's watch the commercials. The best in online auctions just got better. Now you can enjoy Coin Night live auctions twice weekly with the addition of CNLA Weekend Edition with your host, Jessica Johnson. All the same excitement and the same great deals with a new host and at a new time. Come join in the fun this weekend. Be sure to check out and subscribe to Mantic Coins on YouTube, where host Shay Hoffmaster takes you through a fun-filled tour through numismatics to include coin auctions, educational videos, live roll hunts, and much more. Come join in the educational fun with Shay. Search Mantic Coins on YouTube and subscribe today. I have to turn my sound back on. I muted myself. I shouldn't have muted myself. I was saying that, yeah, you can hear me now. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get my camera back. The camera's about to fall off. Keep doing Shermie dog cam back there. Oh. I was going to say, I need to learn how to chain link those together and run them like a show of commercials. So I can run like 3 or 4 commercials together, and I can go grab a cup of coffee or something and come back, and you guys would never notice I was gone. And then I did this, and I said, well, you know, with him, probably if I just quit talking as much as I do, you wouldn't notice I'm here anyway. Kind of like him. You got a 44 penny roll from me that you think you found an extra eye? Did you, was it the 44D roll? Oh, it was a moot point. Yep, that's right. I was mooted. I think it was one of the 1944D rolls that you think you found an extra eyelid. Sounds very possible. How often do I see an MS 1923S with luster, red brownish? You're struggling pretty bad. I tell you what, I don't. Those things are tough. I can ask around and see if anybody I know happens to have one they can forward to me. I do know a few different people who do have them. It may be a little expensive. Deanna, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I will reply to the email as soon as I go off the broadcast here. Okay, Santa Order, I'll look around for you. I'll see what I can find. I happen to have a couple of connections here and there, so we'll see what I can drum up. But I think I'm probably just about done for the night. And I know Sherman's done for the night. He wants to go down. Probably he wants to go outside and then go to bed. Oh yeah, so Penny Parent says she's doing the auctions that she's doing because she's selling coins to save up to buy a computer. And I'll be sending her coins to run so that she can save up her funding to get the computer. But we're going to get her a really good computer. Okay, I appreciate that, Mr. McBride. But we're going to get her a good computer so that she can manage to follow on the auctions and do really good broadcasts. And she's become a very valuable asset to my business and my company. And so I'm going to help her. I'm going to help her get her computer. And we probably could do a donate thing, but I know that she wouldn't be very accepting of that because she likes to work for everything she gets. And I respect that very much. And she will be attributing for the website. And like she says here, she'll be attributing for the website. She'll be doing photography for the website. And she'll be adding new dies to the website as well. One of the things that I've been doing since I started the reveals is photographing the coins that come out of the reveals so that we can add them to the website. And some of you have received coins that have plate coin on them, meaning that they've been photographed for the website. And if it weren't for the help of Jody Gomez and Penny Parent, Amber, and Brady, we would have a heck of a time trying to get caught up, because there have literally been photographs for close to 100 different die varieties added to the website in the last 3 months. And that's the kind of stuff that good websites are made of. Teams of people who love what they do and they work really hard to get it done. And I can't imagine how to express the gratitude that I have for these 4 people who are helping me out every day, working on attributions, working on going through rolls of coins and attributing rolls of coins and doing things like that. And Penny Parent wants to step it up and be that next person who can really, really do a lot to help it and to help out with the Coppercoins, the Coppercoins. What do you want to say? The enterprise, I guess you might call it. And so I'm doing everything that I can to help her out and making sure that she has everything that she needs to be able to help this process move along better and faster. And so, right now, I don't think she's properly prepared to be able to do attributions or anything to that effect at this moment. She's going to have a scope, a camera, lighting, the computer, the software. Right now, we're just working on trying to get her the computer. And the computer comes first because that will help her keep up with the auctions and help her be able to broadcast. And then we'll work on a good microscope. We'll work on good lighting for her. We'll work on a good camera and get her into the 21st century as far as the right stuff to do the work. So for right now, Robert, we're not going to be sending her any coins for the time being. Right now, the coins that she's attributing are the coins that she has collected over the years and the ones that I have sent to her to help out with the computer fund. But for right now, she's not doing any as a service to other collectors. That's going to be something that'll come along a little bit later on in time. But that's right. Just like Misplaced Supergirl says, all in due time. But yes, eventually we will be at a point where you'll be able to send coins to Penny Parent. I'm hoping Jody and Brady will be able to do attributions as well, so that we can really get an attribution team going to try to get everything listed that is known on the Lincoln Cent. And that's what we're actually working toward trying to do, is get new images for a new website, new era, make everything nice and fresh. We've been working on it. We're going to keep working on it until we get it done. Because for years and years, for close to 19 years, I pretty much did everything I did alone. And there was a period of about 6 or 8 years where I had other people helping. And over a period of time, that's just kind of come and gone here and there. And I've not had the energy that I have now toward working on this that I do now, simply because it's one of those things that, Night Farm Dog, that you kind of have to have other people on your side in order to really want to do something, or really have the energy to want to do it. And that's been a problem all along, is that I haven't had a team working with me, and now I do. And it makes all the difference in the world. It's not only that, but I've also got this thing back here. I'm sure you got plenty of them, Robert. The thing is that you have plenty that aren't listed on the site. I have plenty that aren't listed on the site. When I initially started this website, I started Coppercoins for the purpose of being able to list what I had in my collection, so that I could get other people to help me by sending me coins that I did not yet have, that I could purchase or trade to get from them to add to the collection. So that was the whole purpose of it back then. It was my collection, and it was a way to build my collection. And then over time, I noticed that there were so many dies that were not listed by other people, or the ones that were listed by other people weren't given enough of the limelight to be able to tell whether or not you had this die or that die, that I decided just to start my own system, because that would make it easier if I knew that die number 4 was die number 4, and exactly why die number 4 was die number 4. And I didn't have to go and try looking up anybody else's stuff, because, well, they didn't have enough information for me to be able to tell what I was doing, and they wanted me to pay to send the coin in to have them look at it. Well, I understand that, but I didn't have the money for that. I had a lot of coins and no money. So I ended up creating my own system. When I created my own system and put my own system together, that's when everything really started falling into place. And over a period of 8 to 10 years, I had been working on it for, quite a long time. Bob Piazza came in and started helping out, and we eventually got it to a point where we had thousands of images on the website. But then the website kind of started falling out of favor, because it's built for old computers. It's built for a long time ago. And it's one of those things where I just want to make sure that I've got everything done that I can possibly get done to make it the nicest, best, most forward-thinking website that there is. And that's what we're working on. Cent Hoarder, I do not still collect. I quit collecting quite some time ago. I do have a set that I have together for the purpose of being able to use coins to help identify other coins. So beyond the marker photos that I have, beyond the website, I also have I would say 2/3 complete set of Lincoln Cent die varieties that I can use to actually look at and attribute other people's coins using those. Sometimes they help. It helps to have an actual coin in hand. Other than that, I don't really collect at all. I buy for the purpose of reselling, and I buy for the purpose of being able to give coins away, to help people with coins, and to be able to share my knowledge and my fortune in coins with other people. And if you ask any starting collector, anybody who hasn't really been doing it for very long, who's just getting involved, I've done quite a bit to try to help those people out, because I notice when people are trying, and when they're trying to get involved and they having maybe a little trouble catching on, or they're having a little trouble figuring out where they're going to get coins from, I actually help them source their coins. I help them understand. I send them free examples. I remember there was one collector one time who I sent a package of probably 10 or 15 different die varieties, and they were really nice ones too. It was probably close to $1,000 worth of coins that I sent to this guy, and I sent them to him so he could examine them and send them back, and he did, and that's basically what we did. Did I lose interest in collecting? I think all along, my purpose in collecting was to try to complete a set. That's pretty much what everyone else wants to do. But I did not have the bragging rights part of it. I didn't have the part where I wanted to show it off to somebody else. I was basically just collecting for the purpose of collecting for myself. And over a period of time, it went from collecting to a point of realizing that I wasn't going to own all the different ones unless I worked really, really hard to do it. But being able to acquire images of every different one could be done. And I noticed that there was such a lack of complete listing information, markers, marker photos, and just listing information for the different die varieties that would help people out. I decided to write that and do it myself. And I did. And in doing that, I didn't lose the passion for collecting. I just kind of gained more of a passion for being an author and a researcher. And then over time, I had so many extras and so many roles and so many things and so many this and so many that. I just started selling extras. And then as I started selling extras, that became, well, I'm pretty much a dealer now. And so that's what happened over time. And I guess that could happen to pretty much anyone. I've been into this since 1975. I got started a long time ago. And I don't look all that old, but 1975, I was old enough to know what a coin was, and I knew how to collect pennies. And I didn't really start into die varieties until the early 1980s. But once I started in die varieties in the 80s, that was pretty much the end of the story was already written. It was just a matter of reaching it. But I've been doing that ever since then. It was 1982 when I first started really looking for varieties in earnest. 1984, John Wexler's book on the Lincoln Cent double die was written and published, and I got an early copy of that and started using that to hunt rolls of coins. And let's see, 1995 is when I really started getting involved in double dies, because I was really looking for the 95 double die in earnest. I was going through bags of coins looking for those, and I found a number of them. But it was in 97 when the RPM book by Conecuh by James Wales came out, and I really started using the RPM book, and I used the Lincoln Cent double die book, and I started using some of the things from the authoritative reference that was put out in 96, and I started assembling all of this information. I started assembling all these coins and all this information together. I realized that nothing had ever been put together quite the way that I would have done it. So I gleaned information from a number of different places, used my own education, used my own studies, used my own thoughts, my own photography, and I put together Coppercoins. I did that in 1999. Actually, I started in 1997. When I got my first computer, I started it in 1997. I went and bought a book from a bookstore about HTML, and I learned how to do HTML. And I put together an HTML-based website called the Lincoln Log. And that was in 1997, and I had it hosted on my local internet service through a dial-up connection. And I thought I was hot back then, getting all that done. And then somebody says, well, you should put this on a database and run this from a database instead. Database, what's that? So 1999 came along. I acquired Coppercoins from Bob Fry, another friend of mine from Kansas City area. And I started working on Yeah, I started, it was called the Lincoln Log, and it was in 1997. And Tyler is my mini-me. Did he start something called the Lincoln Log? But yeah, the Lincoln Log was my very first. Um, yeah, well, it's true. Um, yeah, I started the Lincoln Log. I started that in 1997, and it was all HTML based. And when I started Coppercoins, that was going to be another HTML website until someone brought me into the idea of doing it using a database. And when I started learning a database procedure in PHP and learning how to do Justin Busman, good here. Did you get a chance to read the email I sent? Not sure what you're asking, Levels of Madness. Are you asking someone else? But anyhow, as I got involved and started doing code using a database and started learning how to write queries and things like that, I decided, you know what? This is something that's a little bit too much for me just to use a bunch of books and try to figure out. So I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to get a college education on computer programming, and I'm going to do it just for the sole purpose of being able to finish Coppercoins. That's exactly what I did. I started college in 2002, or 2001 actually. I started evening classes. 2002, 2003, I took college full-time, had a full-time job, ran my business, and raised a child. 2004, I graduated with an associate's degree in Internet Application Development, CIS. And I used that knowledge to finish Coppercoins, and I used Coppercoins as a project for my class, for my learning. And so the way Coppercoins is written now is what I did while I was learning how to program. And what Coppercoins needs to be is a website based on someone's knowledge of programming, not learning programming. So it needs to be updated. And that's what we're working toward doing. And with the help of the 4 people that I have working with me on this, we're going to get there. We're going to get there quicker than I had ever thought, because these people are awesome helping me out with this stuff. So that's kind of back around to the subject, I guess. Yeah, a whole lot has happened from the first roll of pennies I went through when I was a kid up until now. A lot has happened. There's certain things that have gone on over the years that you'd have to pinch me. I thought I was dreaming. There was a time, for instance, it was a March of 2004. I found out that a friend of mine in Oklahoma was going to get me a table at the Oklahoma Numismatic Association show, and offered me a table to come down and sell coins or do whatever I wanted to do as long as I did a talk on Lincoln Cents. So I was going to do an educational talk on Lincoln Cents, and I was all happy about that because, well, Lincoln Cents are what I know, right? So I was going to do a talk, and I was going to make little pamphlets, and I thought, well, what I would sell, what I would do is write little 5 or 10 page pamphlets and sell them for $2 a piece, and that would pay for my gas down there and back, and I could teach the class and hand pamphlets out to the people who attend the class. Well, this will be really cool. So I started writing the pamphlet. It was early March, February, March of 2004. I started writing this pamphlet. And the pamphlet turned into a larger pamphlet. And the larger pamphlet turned into a small book. And I decided, well, I don't know where to start and stop, so I just wrote the whole book. So I wrote that whole book, 300-page book, from March of 04 until April of 04. Had it printed and published. And the show was the first weekend in May of 04. And so I had these books done and bound and pressed and put in the trunk of the car and drove them to Oklahoma. And that's what I sold during the show. I think I sold maybe 10 copies. But that paid for my gas going up and coming back. Gas was pretty cheap back then. But that's where Looking Through Lincoln Cents came from, was the idea of writing pamphlets to be able to hand out during a show. And so within a month, it turned into a full book. And I went through that first edition by driving with a friend of mine up to Pittsburgh to the ANA show in the summer of '04. It was at the Lawrence Center, downtown Pittsburgh. And I carried 2 suitcases with me. I carried one suitcase that was a carry-on type suitcase, one of those little roller bags. And the other suitcase was my suitcase that I kept everything in. And that little roller bag was empty. And I had 3 cases of my books in the trunk. I used my mother's car because mine wasn't adequate for a trip to Pittsburgh and back. So we got to Pittsburgh, got to the hotel, and I took my empty bag down to the car, loaded it up full of books. Off to the show I went. And I hustled that book all over the show. I showed everybody I could a copy of my book, offered to sell them as many copies as they wanted at a wholesale price. I offered to autograph books. I ended up sitting at the ANA table at the front of the show, autographing books for a couple of hours. And then, toward the end of the show, a guy comes up and he says, I would like to do the next edition of your book. I would like to publish it. I said, well, that sounds good. So we ended up publishing the second edition of Looking Through Lincoln Cents in 2005, the next year. And that became the book that everyone kind of looks for, is the one with the blue cover. The initial book, it only had 1,385 copies. I don't know why 1,385, but that's what we ended up having. 1,385 copies. Those have been sold out for years now. In fact, I sold the very last copy of it that I had during an auction a couple of months ago, and I don't have any more of them. I have one cover that was never used, and I have it framed on the wall. But other than that, I have none. I have second edition books. I have one spiral book, and I have one perfect bound book, and no, those are not for sale. If you want one of my books, Looking Through Lincoln Cents, you actually have to... What was that? Something buzzing around this way. Right here. If you're rewatching this, you can run back and see that. There was a little glowing thing that just moved around on the screen. Anyhow, yeah, that book was an interesting journey. And they're all sold out now. I've sold out of all the copies I'm going to have. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them available through different printers or through different distributors online. As for reprinting them, the printing cost is expensive on books. And no, it's not the Keys to Lincoln. The Keys to Lincoln was that was a pamphlet book that I wrote last year or the year before and put those together. I'm talking about Looking Through Lincoln Cents, over 300 pages. Those I put out and, I put them through Xyrus Press. They started printing them in July of 2005. They were sold out by 2009. The ones that are left are at different distributors who bought cases of them, and they still have some available. You can go to Amazon and find it. Thanks, Penny Parent. She thinks you guys make it happen. I don't think any of it could have happened without her. So, there you go. There you have it. I bet your wife really likes the person who did get it. Oh, what about minimum $77? What's minimum $77? On Amazon. So there's $77. I need to make more of them if I can get $77 a piece for them. I think when I was selling them, I was paying my distributor $8.50 a copy, and I was selling them for $20 a copy, delivered, autographed. Was there a small fly? It must have been a little tiny fruit fly or something because I don't see it. And heck, it's like 20 degrees outside, so it had to have come inside because it was too cold outside. Spiral bound is $300? You have got to be kidding me. Smart fly. I don't see it around here. Now I'm hunting for a fly. I don't know. Dog snoring back there. I can't hear anything but him. Yeah, that's for sure. Coin books are getting either hard to come by or price is too high. Basically, what it is people don't want to print books anymore. And the reason people don't want to print books is because they're hard to sell. It's called looking through Lincoln Cents. I don't even know how that happened. That must be when I started typing. I must have been in there or something. When I started typing, I muted myself. Autocorrect wins. It always does, doesn't it? You should see some of the autocorrect stuff that I've seen. I'm sure you probably. It's amazing. You can't win with this phone, huh? I can't win with any phone. My phone hates me. My phone has always hated me. My phone's at 47% and it's been loading. It's been like charging for 6 hours and it's at 47%. Oh boy. Tell you what. Maybe it needs to not be where it was because evidently it's not charging. I think the cord is bad. Last and only one on eBay is $68. You can hear the dog? No, it's not your wife. It's my dog. Well, it could be your wife. I don't know. Well, it's an old battery. It's been in this phone for a long time. The phone has seen its days. But I tell you what, when I don't use this cord to charge it, it charges pretty quickly. And it will hold a full charge for a few hours before it starts dropping. But I can get a charge to last all day, pretty easily all day. And I come up here and plug it into this thing. And if I gave it 5 days to charge, that's about how long it would take. Do I have any extra coin books for sale? I'm assuming that you're talking about my title, or are you talking about any title? No, it wasn't Jeff Stanley who won that one. Any coin books. You need to build a library. I can look around, see what I've got. I may have some stuff. I do have one that I think is really cool. Here, hang on. Let me go get it. I'm very careful not to handle this very much, and I'm not going to open the cover because the cover of this book has never been opened. This is a brand spanking new 1966 Red Book. It has never been opened. It is in pristine mint condition. And it's from 1966. I bought a, they came in straps, and I think there were 6 of them per strap, something like that. and I bought a strap of them. It even smells like a red book. It smells like a library. It's interesting, but I have never opened this. Nah, I'm not going to open it. But I would be willing to part with this book for the right amount of money. I'd be willing to part with it. But this is an original 1966 red book, never opened. Let's see. What else do I have around here? I don't know if I have anything else that I have. I have an extra George Morgan book. Somehow I got 2 of them. I have an extra George Morgan book. It's about George Morgan, the person who did the Morgan dollar. I may have an extra Cherry Picker's Guide. I may have an extra A&A grading guide. And that's about it. There's a lot of the stuff that I've had over the years I gave away, is gone, or whatever. The A&A and Cherry Picker's Guide, please. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You need an 82 red book. Huh. Well, I don't have one. The red books that I have probably start around, I don't know, 2006 or so, for the most part. And I have to check inside of them because half of mine are autographed. And I don't want to give up an autographed one. But one of the things that I do have, hang on, interesting. See if I can find it. Well, that didn't take long. So you have this little guy right here. Now, some people are aware of this and other people aren't. But this is the leather-bound collector's edition of the Red Book 2007. The reason this is special is because it was commemorating the 60th anniversary of the Red Book. And of course, they were all numbered. Mine was numbered at number 2202 of 3000. And I had Ken Brissett sign it for me. So this is autographed by Ken Brissett. Now the other interesting part to this is this portrait right here of Ken Brissett and Robert Yeoman, or Dick Yeoman, Richard Yeoman, is my artwork. And of course I signed it down there. As vain as I am on my own artwork, on my own book, I signed my own copy. But there's that. And this is my copy. The only one I have. The only one I ever did have. You were a senior in 95, 96? I was a senior in 85, 86. That makes me 10 years older than you. You were born in 95? You poor child. My son was born in 96. I'm old enough to be your daddy. But yeah, that's my this is my sole obsession with books pretty much is just on, I don't know, the ones that are kind of cool, that I think are neat for a particular reason. And, well, having my artwork in a book kind of makes it neat to me. So I've been carrying this book around with me for years. Somewhere around here, I have an A&A slabbed medallion made for that particular show, for Whitman, for that particular show, that used my portrait of Ken Brissett and Dick Yeoman on it. And you can see in the little medallion my little signature on there. I thought it was kind of cool. I kept that. I don't know where it is now. I had like 3 or 4 people ask me to sign that. And with the 3 or 4 people who asked me to sign it, they own the only 3 or 4 that have ever been signed by me. So you can't remember when you were 42? I think I can, but it would have been 2010. I think it was 2010. I remember when I turned 40. Heck, I remember when I turned 20. I remember when I turned 21. Interesting thing, I was stationed in Germany and came back to visit for Christmas. Came back to the United States to visit for Christmas. And I was in the Air Force, stationed in Germany, had been there for 3 or 4 years. Had the occasional drink here and there. I'm not much of a drinker, but I didn't really think about it, and I decided I was going to have a drink here in the U.S. It was illegal. I couldn't do it. You're old enough to give blood for your country. You're old enough to die for your country, but you're not old enough to drink in it. It didn't make any sense. I didn't even think about a drinking age, really. It didn't cross my mind. You remember your 21st birthday? Most people don't. Yeah, so just a kind of a funny thing, but yeah, I can remember stepping up to get a drink and thought, "What do you mean, my ID?" "Oh yeah, that's right. It is illegal here, isn't it?" So I just said, "You know what? I'm not old enough. I'll see you later." I showed him my military ID just to show him, "Hey, look, I'm active duty. I didn't even think about it. Okay, sorry. I've been over in Germany for so long, I quit thinking about it." You got John Wexler to sign something for you? I need to talk to John Wexler. John Wexler is actually who got me started in varieties, indirectly so. But I got his book, and that kind of got me started in double dyes. And to this date, John Wexler is one of very few people who have ever authored a book on varieties that I have not met. I've not ever met him in person. I've met James Wiles, I've met Bill Fiva, I've met J.T. Stanton, I've met Ken Potter, I've met Brian Allen, I've met, there's a whole host of other people that I've met, but I've never met John Wexler. You got carded in Alaska? What's the drinking age in Alaska, like 12? There was a place where the drinking age was actually 19. I don't remember ever seeing a 19 drinking age. I remember it at 18 and 21, but I don't remember 19. And did you live in Tennessee then, Sissy? Or wait a minute, I don't think you've ever lived in Tennessee. I'm thinking of somebody else. Or am I thinking of somebody else? I can't remember. I can't remember anything. I'm old. Yeah, that's I had no idea that that John was still doing attributions for people. I would really like to catch up with him and keep up with him, but damned autocorrect. North Carolina was 18, 19, then 21. When I turned 18, I was in Mississippi. And Mississippi's drinking age was 18, then it went to 21. But if you were active duty military and you drank on base, you could drink at 18. So they kept it at 18. Basically, if you're active duty military, wherever you were, regardless of your age, if you were already active duty military, you could drink on base anywhere. But then I got stationed overseas, and when I got stationed overseas, the whole thing about drinking age just kind of fell through the floor. And I didn't even think about it. But when I came back to visit one time, I thought, well, here I am, let's go have a drink. And I couldn't. Illegal. I wasn't 21. I was a sergeant in the Air Force, but I wasn't 21. In Pennsylvania, they just changed it to 21 to buy cigarettes. See, I don't really understand that, because if you're going to smoke, you're going to smoke anyway. If you're going to drink, you're going to drink anyway. What does a drinking age or a smoking age have to do with anything? Okay, you have a great night, buddy. Yeah, you grew up in Nashville, that's right. See, I grew up in Memphis. So I was in Tennessee. Robert, yes. I have seen one or two of them here and there. I know that I have an offer to look at one, or what I believe may be one of them, and I'm going to take up on that offer and have them send it to me. Smoking just changed to 21 in North Carolina. I was unaware. I don't smoke, so I didn't know. I don't sell smokes either, so. But they changed it to 21. I don't know. I started smoking at 14. I quit 5-6 years ago, but I started at 14. All right, Sissy, you have a great night driving. I hope everything goes safely for you. I hope the roads are clear and dry and everything works out fine. Well, it's the dumb laws that keep the politicians in business. The dumb laws that give them something to do. Yeah, so Robert, that makes a lot of sense. 21 years old to buy cigarettes because high schoolers are vaping. Now, personally, vaping and smoking, I don't really think have anything to do with one another, but I guess it is. So you're going home, and you live in Florida now? Have to have an ID to buy cigarettes or alcohol in Massachusetts at any age. So if you're like 50 years old and you're like me, you're obviously just old. If I don't have an ID on me, they're not going to sell alcohol to me. What kind of backwards crap is that? They won't sell it without ID to anyone, even if it's obvious that you're 50 years old. And I can understand, there was this thing at one point in time, I think I remember it was like 7-Eleven selling beer. And they said, we card everyone below 27 years of age. Like, how do you know they're 27 until you look at their ID? I don't know. For me, I'm just glad that I'm completely over the vices and I don't do any of those things. And so it doesn't affect me personally. And when it comes to my voting for or against any of those things, I abstain. I don't vote on stuff like that. Jeff Stanley, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming by. Don't forget that we're going to have another auction next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I think I'm going to sign off here too. Seems time traveler's coin exchange, the cashier's flirting with you, asking for ID at 40 years old. Maybe. Folks, I appreciate it. You guys have a great night. Okay. And be safe wherever you go. Make sure you remember that we are going to have an auction again next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, but there will be Penny Parents auction will be coming up on this channel Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time. I appreciate it, folks. You guys have a good night.